a comfy throne, smart as hell with a side of flair, politics sass and a killer stare. Hazy's lurking tail in the frame, chat's already playing their games. That target day, sharp and bold, hot takes drop while the chaos unfolds. Truth with bite, filth in the way, still showing up every streaming day. Brains and vibes, she leads the pack, now buckle in, no looking back. That dark night, let's go!
Good afternoon, everybody. Ooh, is my audio okay? What's up, Tobes? I hope my audio is fine, not messed up, because I have had my computer on for a little while today. Is it messed up? I could check it, but I'll wait for you guys. What's up, Tobes? What's up, Groovy? What's up, Creamage? I hope everybody can hear me and it's okay. How is your day going? It's going. It's okay. Yeah, it could be worse. How are you, Tobes? How's your day going? How's your, I suppose it's evening around there? Right. So what we're doing today, audio is fine. Yes, boys. Well done, computer. So I just woke up at 7 a.m. Okay, well, that means your day is going really well. You've woken up, have some coffee, do some good stuffs, ready to face the day. Rabbit hole time. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing today. Rabbit hole time. Rabid hole time is another way we could characterize this. Of course, that is me stating my bias against Candace Owens when it comes to her explaining geopolitical phenomena or cases and things like that. She has very wild theories a lot of the time. So one of the things you will have seen is that when it comes to her talking about gender and the role of the woman in the household and things like that, I agree with her. But that does not mean that I now agree with absolutely everything that she will ever say in all of time. That would be silly to think about that. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm stating my bias. My bias is I think she's a little bit loopy. Okay, she's absolutely loopy. I think she has a bit of a derangement when it comes to Jewish people. Something that Gad Saad has said, which was quite hilarious, but it made sense. He talks about when people get into this frothy state where they're trying to blame everything on Jewish people. It's called, as he describes it, 6 degrees of Jew. And what that means is if anything bad happens in the world, okay, a person that is frothy in the way that Candace Owens is frothy, they will find within 6 degrees of separation, like that theory, you will find that it's the fault of the Jewish people. She plays that game. So what we're going to do as we go through one of her latest streams is I'm going to count the degrees of separation, because that is the game that Gad has spoken about. So let's see. I'm actually counting them. I've said that I'm going to count the what's the name? I'm going to count the degrees of separation. So it's not Kevin Bacon's fault anymore. Oh, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. Guys, I think we all have to pay attention to Theo's comment, though. He says I look pretty today. So thank you, Theo. I appreciate that. I haven't heard her say anything without having a reason behind it. And people outside of religion know that Israel used propaganda. I think every country uses propaganda. That's another thing as well. It's like but I feel like she's frothy when it comes to this. But hey, speaking of which, if you're gonna get frothy in the chat, don't get frothy in the chat. Just don't. Just say what you think. And if you think really bad things about Jewish people, you will be thrown out. But if you just are being a normal human being, a decent human being, you're welcome. Just be respectful. That's all. Right. So that's your disclaimer over. Don't be a dick. But yeah, the frothy sounds dirty already. Well, yes, I suppose. But when it comes to what I do really think of, it's spit coming out of the mouth. Essentially, that's the imagery I think of. Right. So that's what it is. Everybody behave themselves. But the reason why do I subject myself to this is, I just want to know what it is she's on about. Like, I've gotten snippets of her thinking in clips and things. I want to hear what she's got to say, and again also to play the game to see how many degrees there are for her. So let's get into it. We have the one that I'm going to look at, because there are basically, if you look at the thumbnail, there's like 8-9 videos about episodes that refer to Charlie Kirk. So I'm sure she's got other topics within them that we can skip over. But yeah, I'm going to this first one. They are lying about Tyler Robinson, episode 244 of Candace Owens' show. The thing is, we could start with videos that were just as Charlie Kirk passed away. I'm wondering if I should. I'm wondering, let's we could start with just having a look at her framing of Charlie Kirk by this memorial to my friend Charlie. She did a video or streamed a video like that when he did first pass away, but now she's talking about his assassination the most. I don't know. Let's start off with that. Sorry, I was going to start with episode 244. I've just pushed myself out of it. So let's go to just to get ourselves acquainted with how she is dealing with the Charlie Kirk. She dealt with it. This is 2 weeks ago. To my friend Charlie Kirk, 23 minutes. We'll put it at double speed. Okay. So there, let's share this instead. And there we go. You're being biased from the start. She hardly mentions Israel being involved with Charlie. Well, that's good. But that's the thing, Groovy. I've never ever claimed that I'm not going to be biased. All I say is that I will claim my bias. So that's it. Like, I will inform you of it, and that's the least I can do.
Well, that has never happened before. I guess we could say Charlie broke the internet one more time. 150,000 of you guys were watching, and the system just sort of crashed. And it just really makes me happy that that happened, actually.
Okay, so she's going on about it makes her very happy because the system crashed because she was live and there were so many people watching.
It was already very difficult for me to do this for a lot of reasons, but I knew it was important because I didn't want the last thing that people had in their minds about Charlie to be the moment he lost his life. That was what was especially hard because he's just had so many amazing moments throughout his career. And as I was saying, I was having this discussion with George this morning, obviously through a lot of tears, about not wanting Charlie's caricature to survive when the actual Charlie Kirk individual, who Charlie Kirk actually is so much more important.
Sorry, with the Charlie Kirk memorial, she didn't go to it. There was a lot of gossip about it, like, oh no, she's not going because they had a falling out at the end. But it seems like she just also wouldn't go because it's dangerous. So yeah, there's that. But either way, she didn't go.
The caricature of the cartoon is that Charlie's this young, smart guy, made a career out of debating college kids, decided not to go to college, started Turning Point USA. And I think a lot of people thought that Charlie must take himself a bit too seriously. And I want you guys to know that that could not be further from the truth. Charlie and me were always laughing. Yes, he was ambitious.
So they went on a tour together. So they definitely knew each other and spent a lot of time together. But it seemed like closer to the end of Charlie Kirk's life, they were not that connected anymore.
Everybody knows Charlie's ambitious. I met him back in 2017 when Turning Point was this very young organization. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody knew who Charlie Kirk was. And Charlie was always wearing these really baggy suits. I mean, they looked like they were hand-me-downs from 3 generations because he was focused on the ideas. He didn't care about his appearance. He was laser focused on what he knew Turning Point could become. Not could become, but would become. He hired me on the spot. We were at this conference in Florida. And he and I used to always say, we never said the rest was history. The rest is history. We say the rest is future. We were totally locked in. And I want you guys to know about our first planning sesh. Okay. It was in the middle of Chicago.
Okay, so this is what you actually do with a memorial. Trump is you talk about memories of the person. That's what you do to memorialize them, and you talk about what you value about them. So she's talking about her time with Turning Point.
O'Hare Airport, there is this restaurant that's called the Macaroni Grill. And I sat down with Charlie on our first trip together. He flips over this little paper menu as we're waiting for our flight, and he takes out this pen and he just starts drawing a map of what he wants to happen in the future, what the Turning Point organization will become. It was spastic, it was unhinged, it was the absolute best. It was true Charlie. He was a visionary. Charlie was a visionary.
Charlie sounds like he was very impossibly energetic. Like he would probably get really tiring to try and keep up with. Charlie BB lol, sorry. Oh yes, well that she hardly mentions Israel.
If he could envision it, it was going to happen. He knew that, I knew that. And what he had envisioned was for Turning Point USA to become the biggest conservative student organization, not just in the nation, by the way, but in the world. He kind of swabbled and swiveled and wrote that his structure is currently a 501c3. He's sitting there talking to me, here's what we can do in the future, and here's how, and then I'm going to probably take control of the RNC. I mean, he's 23 years old, right? And he's speaking to me about he's going to take over the RNC, the person that he adored the most, like really, never in a million years he thinks he was going to meet him.
Did he ever say, because I mean, this man sounds like he was looking at presidency, like eventually. I mean, that seems like the eventual inevitable aim he was probably going to take. So it's while he's young, he reaches young people, but eventually you age out of that and then you become a politician.
And of course he did, was Rush Limbaugh. He was really raised on Rush Limbaugh, listening to Rush Limbaugh day in and day out. And he told me through many conversations that if he could have a show like Rush Limbaugh one day, he would be very happy. That was, I think, his ultimate goal, and it happened. We had a bunch of rules. Charlie's rule was never say no to Fox News. So even if the show was at 4 a.m. in the morning, crack of dawn, I cannot tell you guys how many hits we did on Fox News. I'm talking 4 hits a day, up at 4 a.m. for Fox and Friends First, and then doing whatever the evening program was because he believed this is the way we're going to get our names out there. You know, we have to work harder. My rule was I was like, we shouldn't drink. Everybody in politics is drinking. They're drunk all the time. If we're passionate, we have to understand that it's a disadvantage. People are always made weaker. It doesn't make anybody stronger to be drunk after an event. And so we didn't drink. And we had
okay, so we didn't drink. Cool.
Couple mottos, but Charlie's was we can always outwork our opponents. I can't tell you how many times.
Oh, that we can outwork our opponents thing was very much part of the memorial, part of one of the videos they played at the memorial. Yes, that video is still coming. Wait for it. One of the things that it seems like a clip from an introduction or an induction ceremony speech or whatever, where he's hyping up the people in TPU SA. He talks about he says that thing, we can't we will outwork our opponents. They cannot work to our level of excellence. We have excellence. He kept using that word. So there's a whole video that they showed. Basically, yes, you can say it's all an ad for Turning Point, but that's what he wanted from his organization. That is the energy he tried to put in there. This we can always outwork our opponents. It was like big part of that speech.
Times we looked at each other and we said, we can outwork them. Everyone was bigger than us, but not working harder than us. It came really directly from Charlie. It was the thing that he said we could always control. And I totally agree with that. Work ethic meant everything. I think it's very obvious to everyone. I was the culture. Charlie was the politics. Charlie needed a little bit more culture. I needed to learn the rules of politics. I mean, he could tell you every office in the White House and what this person does, things I'd never even heard before. I was just passionate about Black Lives Matter. I knew it was going to be harmful for Black Americans. And I wanted to share that message. And Charlie showed me how to do that in the best way possible. I learned very quickly with Charlie that.
Okay, so she bought into Charlie's thing because she was concerned for Black people and what it's going to do, what Black Lives Matter and all of that messaging was going to do for Black people. And we've seen her fight that fight and fight for the responsibility of Black people in their own destinies and all of that. Cool.
politics breeds unnecessary enemies. It is incredibly it's disheartening industry. You know, you're lucky.
It is so disheartening. I'm a tiny little YouTuber that hardly even interacts with anyone that is a political figure of any source, but it destroys you. this thing destroys you. It makes you just so lose faith in humanity because you're in this sphere where everybody is disagreeing, and I'm not even American, so even being on the ground must be even worse.
One friend. You're lucky if you have two friends. There are so many people that will test your character along the way. Like I said, I was a nobody. It was funny going through text messages yesterday, and I'm like, Charlie, my goal is to have 50,000 followers on Instagram. I think we can do it by the end of the year. And
imagine, remember when I had 50,000? Shut up, okay? I think I've got like 25
after he hired me,
25 people following me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I put touching grass there, and then there'll be pictures of cats there. I'm not going to do the politics stuff on Instagram. Who does that?
He had been working already really hard on doing this campus tour throughout California. He called it the Big Three: UCLA, we're going to do Stanford, we're going to do Berkeley. And there was somebody who was a lot bigger than me at the time who was going to be kind of the face of it. Because like I said, people were not going to buy tickets to hear me and Charlie Kirk speak. And he had someone that they definitely would hear speak. And for whatever reason, and this was just my luck, Charlie was pumping gas. He was inside the gas station. And I'm sitting in the car, and I see this person, his phone is sitting in the car, and the messages are lighting up on the screen. And this individual saying, I don't want to do this event with that new girl you hired. Like, I don't want to share the stage with her, essentially. Just me. I'm just mean-spirited.
Ooh, she's looking at Charlie's phone. No, rude.
No reason. I'm bigger than her. I should do this by myself. And then if she wants to come on and be an auxiliary, that's fine. I don't want to share the stage with her. This newbie. I remember Charlie gets in the car, and he looks at the message, and he looks at me. He knows I've looked at the message. I saw him like, Charlie, I said, I have no idea like where this is going. Obviously, I understand that the sensible you doesn't want to lose this person on the ticket, that this means a lot to you and you've worked hard on it, but you're going to have to learn that you have to make the right decision and not the easy decision. And this is only going to work if we keep making the right decisions, you know? And I could just see the struggle within him. And then he did the right thing. He said, okay, you don't want to do this event with this newbie Candace, then we're not going to do the event, and Candace and I will do it alone. And we did. We went at it alone. Actually, I think for that particular event, Dave Rubin hopped on, and the rest was future. For 2 years straight, Charlie and I flew around the world together on very little sleep. We were always exhausted. I'm not kidding. We took hundreds of flights.
Apparently, that man did not sleep. He just not stop. Maybe that's the way to get to 25K. What? Read other people's messages?
We slept in the crappiest hotel rooms. I mean, walls so paper thin. You just hear everything. And when you're in that capacity with someone 2 years straight, just traveling nonstop, you really get to know them. You really see them in every condition. You start bickering like an old married couple. Charlie, this is not how you pack a suitcase. I say to him, Charlie, you can't just like put your dirty running shoes on top of your clean shirts. Okay, you just can't do that. Charlie, you need to eat.
Oh, that's very cute.
Eat something, okay? You're running on fumes, you gotta eat something. This is not a full meal. Back forth. Charlie, you gotta buy yourself some.
Apparently, guys, he ate full plates of meat and vegetables at 11 o'clock at night. Okay, that was mentioned at his memorial. So don't worry, he was a carnivorous man. Okay, he had veggies, but he also ate meat. Okay.
Some suits that fit. That conversation, like, Charlie, okay, I get it. You're like boy wonder. You gotta buy some suits that fit. I wasn't the only one that was hammering him on that. It was also Don Jr. And eventually him, and I think it was actually him and Eric. You're like, Charlie, I know you're very frugal. You know that you're very aware that your salary comes from donors. You always want to be a really good steward of their capital. But eventually Don and Eric got him a gift certificate. I think it was for his birthday, to a fancy suit place to go get fitted. And the rest is future, right? It is so important for me.
Oh, okay. So apparently he wasn't well dressed. Now he became well dressed. Okay.
To make sure that you guys understand how absolutely hilarious Charlie was. Charlie was hilarious. Okay. He did not take himself too seriously. He was so good.
If you're watching this, you're going to appreciate why Candace is so frothy. I don't know, man. I don't know. Depends on what she's frothy about. I don't mind being frothy about injustices and things like that. It's just when it comes to, having a problem with a whole ethnic group.
Doing imitations and accents. Anyway, any imitation, any accent, he was just on the money, and all we did was laugh. It's all you can do and laugh. People were just so crazy all the time. I was reading through the chat today. I was just laughing with just tears in my eyes, thinking of the many road trips that we took. So many hours spent just talking trash.
Literally, being on a stream and laughing for like 3 or 4 hours is difficult, man. It hurts. It starts hurting.
Making fun of one another. One of the best moments that I can think of, and there's so many to choose from, was we were driving through Colorado, and I put on a Kanye song, on my playlist, and Charlie goes, "Is this Jay-Z?" I almost made him pull over the vehicle. I was like, "Are you kidding? I understand you don't do culture." Like, come on, you don't know the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye. And he didn't. And I explained to him the difference. I was like, "Okay, you gotta get into some Kanye West music." Next thing you know, Charlie's really.
Oh, of course, she's sitting with Kanye.
We get into some Kanye West music.
This is the joke people were making, that she is just sitting with Kanye. That's why she's not going to Charlie Kirk's funeral. She's chilling with Kanye, because we know what Kanye is about.
No music. He's running 10 miles a day. He got really into running.
Oh, sorry, yay.
He's texting me about how great it is. Like, there's this text, Charlie. He's like, "Yes, it's my new favorite song," and he just loved it. Kanye's Power kind of became our theme song for the tour. I have no idea why, but that was our hype song before we went on stage. So you can only imagine when just a couple of months later, we've been listening to Kanye's old albums on repeat. Suddenly Kanye West tweets, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks." the excitement. Okay, we were certain that we had manifested it. We were 100%. We manifested this by listening to Power on repeat.
Hey, why are you using this manifest stuff, Mrs. Christian? No.
Actually, I found a clip of us backstage on that day when that tweet happened, and we were doing what I used to refer to as like the Charlie dance. Here it is.
Jesus, that's jumping.
The era of Kanye. I can't even
Obviously, it's sped up, so it looks even worse.
explain it because you really did have to be there. Charlie was my overly bright.
Creamage. I'm gonna find a clip where I'm translating him or something, and that will be a clip for a super chat. Because you would say something, and then immediately he would have a snore in response. Prayers are for manifesting. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the manifesting is just another word for prayer. But you know, you don't. People that manifest don't believe. Mostly don't believe in God.
And sometimes really annoying kid brother. I was smiling going through my chat of how many times he would text me a picture and say, "Does this look cool? Does this look cool? Do I look cool?" This is like just a screen recording of us talking about a pair of sunglasses.
He's he's such a geek.
I'm like, nah, that's not good. Nope, that's not. No, send. Okay, that one's okay. That'll work. And this is actually one of my favorite photos of him, where he said, I could just hear him when I look at this photo. I can hear him saying, "Does this look cool?" And he was wearing a pair of Yeezys that Kanye gave him, and he looks really cool. I thought they really suited him. I was like, yeah, you look really
Oh,
cool.
no wonder people are like, he is so far right. He wore Yeezys, boys.
Charlie. The reverse of that obviously was him constantly hammering me on debates. I mean, Charlie was like, look, you gotta know the arguments of your opponents backward and forward. I remember I had note cards like I was in high school just memorizing.
They spoke about this at the memorial as well, about how he would practice for his debates and things like that. That's, prep. Didn't just walk in there. That's your whole ass job. Yeah, didn't just walk in there not knowing what the other people were going to say to him.
Every statistic and being strengthened by, just day in and day out, he was just pretending to be a protester, pretending to be a radical. And he used to always say, iron sharpens iron. And we spent so much time practicing debating and really thinking through what our ideas were. Charlie never missed a meeting that he had. He wouldn't do that. He took that very seriously. It doesn't matter what the circumstance was, even if it was a hurricane. And one day there was literally a hurricane. I think we were in North Carolina, South Carolina. I don't remember. But all the flights got canceled and we needed to be in DC by morning. And Charlie looks at me. He's like, we got to rent a car. We got to drive.
Workaholic, boy. Workaholic.
Hours. Totally insane. And one of the most fun road trips I've had in my life.
What's up, 17? Welcome.
Every single song was sung. Me and Charlie were always singing in cars to show you this is from that road trip.
Hold on, let's put it at normal speed.
And then
I don't like that. I don't like that. It's very sad.
Of course, there's always some hip hop mixed in, ignition, remix.
Such a geek.
You look cool, Charlie. You look cool. We really did go everywhere. I mean, all 50 states, Canada, down to the border, the United Kingdom, Israel, you name it, we were there. And there was always a new t-shirt to print out. Justice for Brett Kavanaugh. Sent to me. How's this one? Love it. We just loved the t-shirts. That was a thing. The hymn
He likes doing this in pictures to Candace.
2-1. That was controversial. That was a controversial moment. One of those character forming moments. I won't forget it. Because that Me Too hashtag, it just started going viral and people were emotional. And right away, I was like, Me Too is awful. This is terrible for women. It's terrible for men. Just me being Candace saying the thing. And left and right, people were hammering me. It was like, how dare you say that we need due process? We're talking about rape. And I remember he had young women at Turning Point who were threatening to quit, crying in the office. How could she not support?
What? We need due process for rape? Yeah.
Me Too. Young women who did quit. And then we had at the same time the YWF.
Oh, they did have people quit, yeah.
Press conference. So the reporters who already hated us just completely, they just swooped in there and they were like, oh, do you support her statements? And I just remember just being behind Charlie and Andrew Colbert, and he just held the line. He held the line because he agreed with me and he knew it was going to be a bit of fire. People, you got to fire her. How could she say this? And he didn't. He held the line. And yeah, it was one of those moments for Charlie. He had good character. But the prep for every one of those events, like even the Him Too event, it was always Kanye. Here it is.
Okay, so what happened with Kanye when he became Ye? What did they carry on with the song? I mean, that's the thing, bruh. I still love Michael Jackson music. You can't deny it. But yeah, there's obviously some songs that are just me about Kanye, from Kanye.
Just literally me, Charlie, and Sarah, who was his assistant at the time, just playing the hype music. Charlie and I fought a lot of battles together. I mean, of course, who could forget the infamous day that we got chased out of a Philadelphia restaurant by Antifa, and they threw water and they threw an egg on Charlie. And we were just amazed how quickly they had assembled once they found out what restaurant we were at. But I want you to watch him here, like even in this moment of shock and adversity, he finds a reason to smile, and it's incredible. Take a look at this.
Well, yeah. Where's the diagram? Oh, sorry, Z17. I'm busy just doing a bit of an intro here, just watching her memorial about Charlie Kirk. Also, by the way, I can't diagram as you're watching, as I have the video up, because OBS at the moment is just a problem. It uses too many resources. I'm hoping for an update. Because if I opened OBS right now, it would go to like 60 to 80% GPU usage. It's silly, but yeah, I will be diagramming. Basically, this diagram, it will be her claim and the source that she has for that claim. The claim and claims we're talking about will be what she's saying about the shooter of Charlie Kirk. But right now, just getting an idea of how she reacted to the how she memorialized Charlie Kirk here. I don't know if it has any bearing later on what she's talking about his shooter, but let's see. So far, it's just basically she's just appreciating him. She's doing what you do with a memorial video.
That was Charlie. That was Charlie, man. That was always his main thing. Be a happy warrior. And he was a happy warrior. And we were happy warriors. And we laughed a lot at the protesters, the absurdity of the protesters always. I personally think some of the protesters liked that Charlie and I were making light fun of them. I don't even know what campus event this is, but I love this video of me just playing with the protesters, sitting in front of one of their signs and Charlie speaking over my shoulder. Take a listen.
If you aren't wealthy, white, and male, Charlie Kirk is not your friend.
Are we not my friend anymore?
Are we not friends? Is that right?
Oh no, she's wealthy, so she can be friends with him.
Go figure.
Looking back at too many photos, I just have too many photos with Charlie. It really is incredible to see how many times he's just right behind my back. Charlie always had my back, and I always had his.
Okay, so what happened?
Was right by my side, and I started Blexit, obviously.
Why'd you split up?
He was also there the night that I met my husband, which was absolutely an incredible night. And in the UK, which I didn't expect to happen. I gotta tell you, initially, Charlie, ever the analytical mind, when I told him, I'm like, oh, I think I'm gonna marry this guy. First, he's like, wait, like, it's gonna be good for your brand. But Charlie, this is love. It's not a brand decision.
Jeez, Charlie, is this gonna be good for your brand? Wow, yes, because we choose our life partners when it become when we find our brand. That's an interesting way to think about life.
And they sat down and he spent just one evening with George, and he probably was just the most supportive of everything. And this is our text chain speaking about that moment. He's like, his heart is wonderful. You guys are meant for each other.
I see it brilliantly and clearly. His assertive love politics, believes in God, comes to a great family as a fighter. Yes, has been through hell. He gets it. Isn't afraid of you being you. Okay, well that's good.
Brilliantly and clearly, and he gets it. He isn't afraid of you being you, and he's been through hell. And it was Charlie's by my side. And then I got married. Of course, he was by my side. When I got married to George, and of course Charlie fell in love with Erica. That entire journey to me when I was reading through the text is so funny because it was exceptional. I was always leaning into Charlie's analytical mind and making fun of him. Like, oh, all we need to do is get a plan. You love Erica? Wait, what's the plan? What are we gonna do? What's step one? What's step two? And the plan that I came up with instantly was all we have to do is convince her that her last name is terrible. Her last name, she's gonna marry you because it's practical. Kirk is good. Mrs. Erica Kirk sounds so much better than Miss Erica Francie. What is that last name?
Okay, cool. So he didn't wonder if Erica was good for his brand.
Practical decision. This is the text chain from that. Charlie and Erica Kirk.
It's going to be the power couple of the century. I need to continue to pray about it. Okay, that's what he said. Her last name is so dumb, she literally needs you to propose. Way too complicated. And just let God do his thing. Trust me, I know it sounds like I'm sneezing. It's horrible. I can see Gordon making fun of my surname. Marry me. It's a logistics thing. Oh, that's cute.
Kirk. He says it's going to be the power couple of the century. I need to continue to pray about it. If her last name's dumb, she literally...
Oh my God. She did say it's kind of like he did say it's kind of like a career thing, but it's fun. It's a joke, but ugh. Don't be referring to brand when it comes to choosing your life partner.
We need you to propose. It's way too complicated. He's not going to tell her it sounds like a sneeze. It's horrible. And then I wrote, marry me. It's a logistics thing. That's just who we were. Always making fun and always wanting to know what the plan was. And obviously it worked, you guys. It worked. Our plan worked. We broke Eric.
Hey, she's got texts. She cares about Charlie.
Down. First came the name shame, then came the wedding, and then came the children. Charlie really loved Erica from the time of reading through the text today. Just loved her. He loved his family. He really did. And I just want to say that Charlie and I think this is important. Never for a single minute ever did Charlie and I stop being friends. Even when
okay, so they never stopped being friends. Even when
the world demanded that from both of us, our relationship was real. We were
when the world demanded that from both of us, that we mustn't be friends. Okay,
brother and sister. We were fortified. Our relationship was forged in fire. The fire of politics. I knew him. I knew Charlie, the real Charlie, and Charlie knew the real Candace. And people knew I didn't like a lot of people in politics. I didn't like a lot of people calling me and doing the political dance. Of course, people guessed it correctly when they said, "Oh, the person who probably was the intermediary when Trump called about Brigitte was Charlie Kirk." Of course, it was Charlie. They would never send anybody else to call me with anything because they knew that Charlie was a brother to me. And there was
okay.
so many things that were said that were wrong, and we laughed at how wrong it was, and people thought that when I had made up my mind about Israel, that Charlie and me fell apart. Nope, never, not for a second.
Okay, so when she made her mind up for Israel, okay, cool. Never, not for a second. So they didn't fall out on that. Is there a plot twist coming? No, there's not really a plot twist. It's just she does mention that people thought that we weren't friends because she changed her mind on Israel. She got frothy about it. Okay, she started playing the degrees of what. But Charlie didn't apparently didn't disown her for this. It's was just a normal disagreement.
And I said, it's the easiest decision ever, because Charlie knew who I was and I knew who he was. I said, Charlie, this is where I'm at, and there's no room for movement. And you tell your whoever that needs to hear it, whatever you need to tell them, because we're always going to be brothers and sisters. You know, we're always going to be brother and sister. I mean,
this could be a kind of thing where she doesn't think that they're not friends anymore, but he does. She says this. She is now she has made this claim. I don't know what people say on the other side.
we would talk about things and debate things behind the scenes, and I think my perspective was as it's been throughout our relationship. Like, you might not get it now, Charlie, but you will. I'm only a few years older than you, but I think you're gonna see things my way, and I think.
Oh, she thought that he was gonna have a come to anti-Semitic Jesus moment.
I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think I know it. He was going through a lot, and there was a lot of pressure, and it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him. I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake. It feels really fake to me, and they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion, and then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person.
Okay, so yeah, this is the thing that's coming to it. It's like eventually, so she's all talking about it, and it's like, no, at the end he changed his mind. So that starts to frame. This is the relevance I'm seeing. That starts to frame the idea of Charlie Kirk has been killed because he no longer toes the right line. It was not actually just a crazy person who wanted to kill Charlie Kirk. It's actually, there was a whole conspiracy, and it was all planned. That's I see the basis, because then it means she's talking about, oh, it was fake where he was at. He was going to come, he was going to change and be on her side. But when that change started happening, that's when this. But no, she doesn't want to get into that. But she does get into it in the next few episodes. What is this? Oh, this isn't an episode. But yeah, there's like 7 videos after this that we then get into what she's going to do about this. But yeah, so she speaks about her friends.
We were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother, and I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never, there's not a single person in the world that I would wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loves his family, he loves his wife, he loves his country, and he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that
there's not a person in the world she wishes that on, guys. That's good.
We will carry the torch. I will never allow memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there's no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and you know, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay. People grieve in different ways. Some folks sit back and remember the good times, and some folks blame Israel for everything and grift for cash between crocodiles. Yes. Listen, movies, I actually think, you know what, you can have the frothiness and you can also still miss Charlie. She can actually still cry about it, and she could probably still believe all the stuff that she believes without really needing to fake the pain. I don't think it needs to be fake. May the Lord Jesus Christ have mercy on her and still continue to turn her heart in conversion for all of this anti-Semitic nonsense and disrespectful lies, bigotry that has come out from her. I mean, yeah. Let's see. Now she's using his death to further her agenda. Well, this so far. I mean, that's a value judgment so far. I mean, we could say this about Charlie Kirk's wife herself. That oh no, she's using. Well, the point is, she's gonna have to use his death and move on from it. Actually, she's doing that with her life. She's getting over it. But obviously, the very very uncharitable way of saying that is, yeah, she's milking her husband's death. It's like, no, she's dealing with her husband's death, and she's trying to make it matter and make it a good thing eventually. Okay, like take the good out of it. But yeah, of course, because we could be exactly the same about that. But then yeah, let's see. That's why I wanted to see what she says about Charlie herself. That's why I did consider that, and I spoke myself into it. Okay, so let's go to okay, this is now, so she did a few, guys. I need to just start. If she refers to older videos, I'll go back to them, but this is episode 244, and it is the it's titled "They Are Lying About Tyler Robinson." There's quite a few. Like, if I actually go to her channel just right now, just to show you what other versions there are right now, we've got, okay, so there was the Charlie Kirk. Let me actually, I can even put this in the diagram. Okay, so in terms of like a main timeline of videos, okay, we've got video timeline. Okay, so we've got the To My Friend Charlie, and then we've got They Are Lying About Charlie Kirk. They, right, are lying. That might be a reference to they're lying about what we were mostly talking about on the less frothy side of the internet was oh, they're lying about how far right Charlie was. That's what I would be thinking, but there's a picture of BB there, so you can put that together. What are they not telling us is the next one. Okay, what is the roommate's alibi? Who ordered the hit on Charlie Kirk? Is okay. I feel like I have to go through all of these from the beginning. Wow, on Charlie Kirk. We've got another photo of Tyler Robinson. Sorry, I'm just typing out the titles here. Then we've got Move the Camera Right Above Charlie's Head. So we're going to talk about, I suppose that's now changing, that it's not the shooter, it's that he was shot from somewhere else. This is just from the titles. Every Knee Will Bow. Erica Forgives, the Feds Forget. Okay, oopsie poopsie. So that was after the memorial. And then we've got Ground Zero of 9/10. Okay, so she's on about it. Another photo of Tyler Robinson. Oh, that one was we've got that. Oh, Every Knee Will Bow. And then we've got the lone shooter narrative. Okay. The money was looking funny. Debunking the Feds. Pretty Little Liars. Okay, and when it comes to the number of views, yeah, I mean, she's getting millions. I mean, she does get millions usually anyway. Hey there, cats and kittens. Remember, don't go full Candace. And how do I recommend spooky stories for Spooky Month? Oh, please do recommend them right here in chat, or in the Discord and chat it up. Please do, because I don't want to continue with this tomorrow. I actually would like to start a spooky diagram thing. One of the things the top one for me right now is Skinwalker Ranch. That's the one that's on the top of the list for me. But if you guys can suggest anything spookier than that, then let's get into it. We will. So that's what we're doing tomorrow, by the way, guys. I am a medium and also an officiated exorcist. I'm also a Lorraine Warren museum with hundreds of spooky stories. So you're in there, huh? You are of the Lorraine Warren thingies. Pretty much all of H.P. Lovecraft, but a good, short, thematically appropriate one is The Cats of Wolf. No. So I suppose a spooky story to read that does work, especially if that's in the is Lovecraft in the public domain now? It should be, right? Then we could read that. That would be cool. But I'm looking to like diagram actual like stories that happened, you know, in real life. So I guess a spooky story, a spooky case, a spooky something. The narrative they're giving us does not add up. Simple as that. As a veteran, that was not a bullet from a 30-06. That's supposed to explode everything. A lot of him is in public domain. It's tricky. Okay, I'll have a look. But yeah, read the book Chaos Kitty, spare time, real life spooky. I did do some real life reading. What's the name? Live chat reminder. Top chat agrees with Candace. Well, Groovy's in top chat, so and he does agree with Candace. But yeah, just live chat reminder. Just for every stream that you watch, guys, go into the live chat. Don't be top chat. Top chat's lame. Okay, so listen, that's a lot to go through. So I can't go through all of that unless I'm convinced in these 2 videos that I need to go back. So it seems like just from the get-go, she did the goodbye Charlie, and then she immediately was not satisfied with the explanation and has gone forth with this thing. And I'm wondering if this one over here at all mentions the deal that Trump and Netanyahu presented to Hamas and all of that. I wonder if that is discussed in this episode. But let's go to 244. That's where we were going before. So
Genuinely wanted.
okay, so let's see what we're doing, what we're up to, and I will get my diagram out over here. Oh, you crap. And yeah, Josh is the only one that has spoken about the spooky stories. So go Josh. Best guy ever. Best cat and kitten. Okay. There we go.
All right, you guys, happy Monday and get ready because we are going on a journey.
I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know. I'll try.
I left you guys on the ultimate cliffhanger last week. I did not intend to, by the way. I genuinely wanted to get the information out as soon as possible that Tyler Robinson is not suicidal.
Okay. So we were starting with the first thing we've gotten is Tyler Robinson is not suicidal. So I'm thinking, let me just put this video here. Oh, sorry, it's They Are Lying About, not that one. Debunking the Feds is the video we're looking at here. Oopsie. And by speaking of Tyler Robinson and saying he is not suicidal, it's kind of implying that people are going to be after him. Okay, like some other politicians lately, they do this. They make sure that everybody knows that they're not suicidal on Twitter. Some female politician did it because she was really trying to push to get the Epstein files released, and she was like, I'm not suicidal, just so you guys know. I'm very healthy and happy with my life.
And I'm going to tell you how I know that. Also,
how she knows that he is not suicidal.
So while investigating this
Because the claim was, yes, the claim, the discussion in the reporting was that Tyler Robertson was suicidal, wanted to die, and that's why. But he was then convinced by his parents or parents and a pastor and whatever to be to hand himself in,
assassination,
and he was
I'm going
on
to tell you
suicide watch.
how I know that. Also, while investigating this assassination, there is a politician's name that keeps coming up, and now he's apparently
This is great, Steve. Yes, the Warrens met with me, videotaped me. Paranormal things hit the fan, and it's in their museum documented. A documentary has recently been started on me, the surrounding of the paranormal. Because I actually lately was looking at basically the debunking of the Warrens and the grift of the Warrens. So you're thinking they're the real thing? I still don't know if you're making a joke, but if this is true, that's a great thing for us to start looking into, because it does. People are divided. It got sold. People are divided about the Warrens, whether they started off with good intentions or they were just scammers the whole way through. And it would be interesting if we could get the videotapes of them videotaping you. Like that they, a lot of the time, what is given is there's lots of videotapes, but we can't give them to you. They're just too haunted. My only issue with simplifying everything as grieving in her own way is they're doing it in front of millions of people in political platforms, not in private. Yeah, that's true. It's not that's not something. I don't think that you can. It doesn't cancel out. It could be an explanation, but it doesn't justify it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so sure, I can understand, but it doesn't take it away. Well, serial killers. Anyway, well, this is tomorrow. Spooky stuff is tomorrow, guys. I was inspired by Cine. Cinevere has a very, very interesting thing going on for spooky season. So go and have a look at Cine's stream. She's got costumes going. So there was a very, very interesting one today. She was a nurse, and it gave me heart palpitations, is all I'm saying.
mad that we.
So let's get back to this. Sorry, guys. Let's take this seriously.
Also, while investigating this assassination, there is a politician's name that keeps coming up. And now he's apparently mad that we keep asking questions. I'm beginning to think that he might know something that he hasn't yet shared. So I wanted to kind of loop you guys into this and see.
Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination as investigated by Candace Owens and team. Steve Biff Saunders. Okay, I'll have a look. Steve has given us the ultimate recommendation. Thank you for the subscription. We shall see you tomorrow. I didn't say they aren't grieving, but it's a false simplifier that way when you consider the context of their actions. Okay, cool. So we're talking about this, and it's just as she is telling us. So she's brought up that there is some sort of there is some sort of conspiracy going on, that, and I want to understand
what you think. Welcome back to Candace.
Okay, that was a nice little teaser because she's like, there's a certain politician. Stay tuned.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself. Tyler Robinson didn't kill himself. I mean, these are the phrases that we now use and that we say.
Yes, that's what I pointed out.
When we expect that the federal government is telling us a lie. Last week, I have to tell you, I was contacted by a source who I vetted with information that answered a lot of the lingering questions that we
contacted by a source. Okay, so we've got this source here. What an answered. Okay, source contacted Candace with answers. Okay. So that immediately introduces something that you have to take her word for it, because I suppose, yeah, what happens is people do need protection, so they can be anonymous sources, but at the same time, you have to then believe that what she says.
We've had about the investigation, not all of them, but some of them, some of the big ones. First and foremost, we were like, how exactly did it work? How did Tyler Robinson turn himself in, as we were told, but also never confessed?
Okay, so turned himself in but never confessed. Let's see if that's a question. Turn yourself in but never confessed. That's you're going in. You're going in and you're turning yourself in. That action itself is a confession. That's what I would think. But okay, so this is a question. These are the questions that she is asking with answers. Let me just put the questions here. How did Tyler turn himself in without confessing? I would also think he's turned in for arrest, and he's also confessed to his family, so his family would testify that. She thinks it was a BB gun. Oh, that is. Oh. That's a great meme. That's very good. Very good movies. That is good. Sorry, those. How have I not heard that joke up until now?
And did he actually author those absurd Fed messages? Because
okay, so yeah, did he make the messages? Because people found them very weird. Did he author the messages? Okay, so that was another thing. They sound too weird, therefore that's it. But yeah, considering I don't know, but I don't know how I feel about those messages. They do seem quite convenient, but on the other hand, this isn't like an edgy boy. So I'm thinking it doesn't really faze me that somebody speaks that weirdly, and that epically, like, wow, I'm so hurt, or I thought I was going to go my whole life without telling you and whatever, like really taking yourself that seriously. Yeah. So I can believe that it's plausible on both sides that, yeah, okay, maybe I don't want to believe that they would be so stupid as to make up messages. Just say they're not there. So yeah, did he author the messages? Because that's clear proof to everybody that it's a lie. He got mad when we started asking questions. I think he knows something got a laugh out of me.
I'm thinking, no. Lastly, what was he doing at Dairy Queen? Doesn't really quite fit in.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you guys? What's the name? Giovanni, right? It's his name, Giovanni. The guy that killed the healthcare CEO went to a freaking McDonald's. It doesn't work out. No. Killers do stupid shit, guys. They really listen to some true crime and you will understand how stupid people can be when they've committed a crime. Oh, it doesn't make sense. Why would he go to the Dairy Queen? Because he's dumb. And we love it when criminals are dumb, boys. Luigi, that one. Yes, Luigi. He got caught at a McDonald's. I know it wasn't straight afterwards. It wasn't like within the hour. But yeah, it's and there is also the idea that such people actually do want to be caught. There is some subconscious need that they want to be caught because they don't know what to do now. Because it's actually easier to be caught than to try and keep running away from the authorities. So anyway, that's just my opinion as a female lover of true crime. Basic bitch. Take it or leave it. Did he author the messages? What was he doing at the Dairy Queen? Okay. I am just as I'm saying, asking these questions, I do want to say that it makes sense that this would be a case in which people are trying to find a culprit immediately. Like I was worried just in the first few hours after this. I was like, if they don't catch this guy, it's going to be an absolute fuck up for a very long time. People are going to continue trying to claim this and that about the shooter and everything. Nobody is going to settle on this. But then again, so that is the reasoning that I suppose an authority would give, is that, oh, we need to find this culprit because there is public outcry about it, right? Of course. So there's pressure to find someone and arrest someone, to say, look, we're doing our job. Absolutely, I see that happening, and it happens in true crime cases where the police are actually quite incompetent, but they just land up arresting people left and right because they just want to say that they've made arrests and they've got things going on. And with something this high profile, that's just exponentially, the pressure is exponential. So I understand that. So I will give you that, guys. Okay, you conspiracy theory people, I will give you that. Then, on the other hand, it could be as simple as a person was crazy and went and shot the person. Yeah, so they could be wrong about the wrong guy, but I'm not getting that. We've got, what was he doing at the Dairy Queen? Okay, he still hasn't confessed, right? Well, I don't know.
To our timeline, also,
he's probably not going to, if he's going to plead not guilty to his charges, why would he confess now? Why would we need him to confess?
don't expect this kid who just tried out being a stone cold killer to really have an appetite.
Or he does, and he wants to go and be normal. But okay, so that's what makes her upset, is that he's got a, okay, cool. So these are the questions, these are fine questions, okay? But the thing is, she takes these questions and all this doubt and then goes, Jews. And that's it. That's what Gad Saad means, okay? That's what Gad Saad means. He agreed to turn himself in. Yeah, that's fine. To arrest him, he needs to confess, or they need evidence. Okay, the evidence would have been in his laptop and all of that, right? The probable cause or whatever probably comes from his relatives saying, hey, he confessed to me, he said he did this and he wants to die, blah, blah. Then they get a warrant, they look at his stuff, and also they have the supposed cooperation of his girlfriend. They give that evidence. So yeah, there's enough evidence they would. And again, in terms of the strength of that evidence, I don't know. They might be quite, excuse the phrasing, trigger happy on trying to just arrest him without knowing whether they're actually going to have a good case against him. They might just want to be doing this for the theater, just to show we're doing something. He didn't walk in himself. Yeah, his dad and his dad's cop mate brought him in. So what are his dad and his dad cop mate? They were like, listen, BB told us to bring him in. She is onto something. This is much deeper. Look, it doesn't have to be that that the answer is, if there's something fishy going on here, the answer, because of her, this is what I mean by her being frothy. The answer always just has to be the Jews. That's what I mean by I don't want JQs and people like that in here. That's what I mean, where it's like absolutely anything that goes on in the world, it must be the Jewish people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so I mean, it could. Why can't it be Trump jealous of the rise of Charlie Kirk? Why can't it be that? Why can't Trump be the one that wanted him dead? Can we look at that? Okay. Nobody has mentioned Jews yet. Of course not. But that is the whole theory that she gets to, Groovy. Okay. So what's he doing at the Dairy Queen? At the Dairy Queen, cool. That's fine. These are all, like I said, that's what I meant. These are all valid questions.
Why exactly did the feds withhold that information at Dairy Queen, and why are they allegedly?
Okay, wait, it's fine.
And why tried out being a stone cold killer to really have an appetite? And why exactly did the feds withhold that information at Dairy Queen, and why?
What information at Dairy Queen? Feds withheld that information what's the Occam's razor outcome here? The Occam's razor outcome here is Guy got angry at Charlie Kirk because Charlie Kirk said bad things about his girlfriend. Guy went and shot Charlie Kirk thinking he was being a hero. That's the end. That would be the simplest answer. But for Candace over here, the Occam's razor is BB gun, as we got earlier. What up? Hope you're good. Thank you so much, Wampa Stomper. Hope you're good too. Feds withheld that information about the Dairy Queen. I don't know what that means. Excuse me, Daisy. Oh, Daisy. She wants to get in that thingy. Oh, guys, by the way, I'm probably going to be streaming on the floor at some point soon because we're going to be changing the setup here. Anyway, just hold on. I need to let Daisy into this box. No, never mind. I was going to get her. There's actually an IKEA cutout thing that you can get that's shaped like a cat for her to go in. Cats are the best. Absolutely, 1%. Go. Put all your food in here. Let's go. Look at this fluff. Go on. Kitty. In you go. In you go. There. Oops. She's in, guys. Just the tail. Wait, let's see until the tail leaves. Daisy? How are you even? There's like a whole helmet in there. No, did she listen? She did listen. She went in. Also, Kirk is a divisive figure, and the increase in assassination attempts in the last year as well. And gun violence in general makes things more and more likely. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It was literally what back hurt like Sunny because of booba. Yes, my back hurts so bad because of my boobs. Hello, Potato Squad. Hey, Chris. That white shirt rocks. Say more. Hey, thanks. Okay, guys. Just by the way, for people that are because there's so many over on Twitch, I am asking for spooky stories or spooky cases or things like that to investigate. Oh, she's out now. After all that, she's out. To investigate for Spooktober. Also, another thing, guys, Scooby Pup, just to let you guys know what I'm doing. I'm going to be doing a review with Scoob on her channel about The Conjuring. So that's happening. That's also why I'm been fascinated with the Warrens lately. So there's that. The tail disappearing is like something from Alien. Well, she's back up there. She's back. She's over there. Stuff's going on in the hall. So she's like, what's happening? Also, I fed them early. I fed Daisy and Axel early so that we could continue here. Okay, cool. Scooby's snack was Kitty after all. What's Kitty? Scooby's a snack. Yeah, I'm an absolute snack, boys. There's a difference between Jews and Zionists. You realize that they're fighting against each other, correct? Okay. Cool. Let us go.
Are they allegedly stalking the Dairy Queen to see who comes in and out? Well,
what?
Allegedly stalking the. Why exactly did the feds withhold that information at Dairy Queen, and why are they allegedly stalking the Dairy Queen to see?
Okay, they were apparently stalking the. Allegedly, the feds were stalking the Dairy Queen. Okay. Okay.
Who comes in and out? Well, we have the story that could possibly potentially answer.
Oh, she's really enjoying this, hey? She's relishing in this. Ooh, we've got the truth. I'll tell you the truth out here. Oh, she's enjoying herself. I mean, go off. That's what I would do if I was like, I know everything. And you don't. So I suppose that's the feeling. He was in different clothes and it was 17 minutes away. There was okay. So alleged page was stalking the Dairy Queen to see who was going in and out. Okay. We got Candace. Yeah. So let's see.
All those questions, and it certainly makes a lot more sense than the slop that the government is currently trying to feed us.
And okay, so here we've got this thing that the claim, boys. This I was also another reason for diagramming this is going, hey, at which point will people split off, okay, and not believe things? Okay, at which point do we find this disconnect between each other? So which fact or acceptance of which fact turns people off? That's the kind of thing that I'm trying to do with diagramming it at all. It's not to, oh, I want to prove her, all of that stuff. It's actually, let's see where our divide comes out, where people do split off, because that's when people start debating. This is building up somebody's argument, that if they go on a show or something or a debate and they will bring up Candace's points and somebody else will bring up other points. This is kind of the background, the development of those things. So that's what I'm sharing. Just hold up, Brett Scott. Thank you for subscribing. Candace has gone off the deep end. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Well, yeah, I was trying to figure out how am I going to show that she's cuckoo in my what's the name, in my thumbnail, and I put this hypno eyes because yeah, a cuckoo clock. I just didn't have a GIF for the cuckoo clock, so you know. So sad that the truth in USA is very soon. USA is that they're all brainwashed since birth. There is no off. It is all RW. Very soon, Canada. What? Like it's just, where are you from, Wampa Stompa? There's some bad Jews that are ruining for the others, but people just listen to the Israel reverse propaganda. They're always coming for us. Not at all, but Jesse Lee people. It is over. I'm in Canada. Oh, okay. You're where Zaxi lives. Okay, well, Canada's quite large. Okay, anyway, if I want to show you, let me just have give you a bit of a look at the diagram as it stands. Sorry about not having the diagram as we go along. It is because of OBS having some very poor settings going on. Hopefully that'll be sorted by tomorrow. So yeah, basically what I've done is I just did a list of all her Charlie videos. So it does show we had goodbye to Charlie, and then we had all of this stuff about, oh my God, Charlie. So this is what people will say where, oh, well, she's obsessed with it. I suppose you could say that. But it is a very big story. But I suppose she's not going to talk much about her, what is it? Her court case, where she's trying to find out if Macron's wife is female, blah, blah, that whole thing. We're just not talking about that. Cool. Debunking the Fed. So this is the video we are currently looking at. We've got the points that she's saying, the questions, these questions over here. This is what I mean by, do we at some point, you know, highlight a certain question and say, this is the point that made me go, oh, Candace is crazy. For me, the point, which agreeably, Groovy's right, we haven't gotten to yet, although it's probably in other videos as well, is basically what her thing is she takes all of that, and then, as I've said, she goes, that's what she does, okay? She doesn't go anything else, she just goes that. That's what I mean by her craziness. I'm wondering, couldn't we just go, like I said, can't we go Trump conspiracy? Can't we do any of that? Why? Let's go balls to the wall with it. Let's, oh, wait, it was Erica. Let's do that. You know, like it was Erica. She wanted to take over Turning Point. She was sick of this shit. Okay, let's do this. This is South African potters. Yeah, I am South African, but I'm not living in South Africa anymore. I am in Dubai. Something tells me just a little bit Candace might be predisposed to believing in conspiracies no matter what the topic is. You know who I'm seeing? So currently I don't know what's going on with the church shooting that happened over the weekend, the church shooting and the fire. But just that reminds me of somebody going down a certain path. Metatron was commenting on this shooting and everything, and very much waiting for it to be a political thing, and politically motivated, which I wouldn't usually do. And one of the things he said in his one of that latest video about it was, oh well, what the mainstream media says, and we should just believe the opposite. You know, we should assume the opposite. And like, yeah, that's silly. Don't do that. This kind of post-truth thing, where you're acting like anything that is ever told to you by anyone mainstream, you must believe the absolute opposite. You need to now listen to Joe Schmo, who has a conspiracy theory, because that one many times that the media lied to you. I think the answer is probably somewhere in the middle. You should not be just dismissing absolutely every source. Anyway, I wonder why you are attacking Candace for asking questions. I'm not attacking Candace for asking questions. I'm attacking her for her deciding. I want to see this jump where this jump occurs, where she goes, I'm asking questions, and the answer is the Jews. That's fascinating to me. By any means, that does not mean I agree with her jump. I'm just interested in it, in the same way that I will be interested in the Skinwalker Ranch tomorrow in my diagram. Do you think I could get Metatron on? Yeah, Metatron just hit 1 million subscribers. I don't think he's gonna be taking notice of me anytime soon. But I could ask him. I could ask him. Corbin has said to me that I must just do that. Just ask people. Hi, please come on my channel. Yeah, it should be a bit more forceful. Right. So, is it really nice to talk to someone like you? It would be nice to talk in good faith. Well, we try, Wampa Stumper. The thing is, I've already said, this is my bias. My bias is against Candace. So, I'm going to be making jokes, and all I ask is that we all keep it civil enough, okay? Make sure it's funny if you're going to make a joke, okay? And if you're not funny, I'll time you out, okay? And then if I time you out more than once, then it's like, listen, boys. But so far, so good. Everybody's been very good. I'm very appreciative. I say fuck Candace. You know, you don't even have to go that far, Wampa Stomper. Don't let it be in your head that far, okay? You don't even have to have that level of contempt for her. That's what I would say. That live your life. I agree with you. I was speaking about Candace Owens. Okay. Anyway, so let's go.
First and foremost, Tyler Robinson has never confessed. They acknowledge that he has never confessed to this crime, and he still is pleading innocence on the shooting. In fact,
okay. So, how did Tyler turn himself in without confessing? The answer is he hasn't confessed. Okay, so that's not the answer. He hasn't confessed, professing innocence. That's not wrong. It's not what do you call it? Abnormal, I would say. Like, hello, we had the case of an actual just normal murderer, you know, normal vanilla murder where we just murder because we want people dead, you know, not for their ideas or anything. It's just because they're alive. That kind of murder was Brian Kohlberger. He killed, I think it was 4 or 5 people, and he initially was going to have a what's the name? He was going to have a he was pleading not guilty. He was going to have a trial. Everybody was gearing up to get this trial. pled guilty so that he could get out of the death sentence, and boom, that's it. We didn't get a trial. So it's not like that has never happened before. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Probably will go to trial. We kind of want that to, because we want to know what the hell is going on, and we want to also know think about the evidence and everything, but that takes so long. Anyway, the point is Brian landed up pleading guilty eventually. These things happen. So that's not proof. That's just a thing. That's just a thing that's happened. But you're asking questions about the thing that happened, so it's still a question. He hasn't confessed, professing innocence, okay? For me, it's my comment there is it's not the first time somebody who's guilty of a crime would not admit it. Imagine my shock. Okay, and yes, the point is in context. Don't worry, I got you. I hear you barking, big dog. That the point is, it's not so much that he hasn't confessed, it's that how did he become arrested? I've already spoken to you about that. I've already posited some sort of plausible idea that he told his parents told the police, or told a friend who told the police, whatever. So there was some sort of, and I'm no legal expert, but there was some sort of probable cause for them to search. Then they found evidence enough to arrest him. Boom. I'm wondering if we've got Bruce. Let me just check something out here for a sec. It'll be great for us to do a reaction to a Bruce Rivers. He's the criminal lawyer, but who is he? Criminal lawyer. Okay, let's see if he's got a video about this. He's my go-to law expert, guys. Okay. Obviously, Runkle of the Bailey is a lot more in depth, but this reactor guy. Okay, pop star Tyler Perry cut off the other guy's head, served by mariachi band, modern day terror. Okay, so he speaks about two of them, Luigi Magnoni and Tyler Robertson. This was 2 weeks ago, so there's something about that. But yeah, maybe he'll speak more. There was another court appearance, so maybe he'll make another video about that. What time is it there? It is 4:20 p.m. We moved to, by the way, sorry, I saw you asked earlier, we moved to Dubai because of my husband's job. Many people do that. Most people are moving to Dubai to work. Okay. Okay, there we go. The shooting, in fact, they was told to quote unquote, bewildered by the deer. Okay, so let's see. He hasn't confessed, professing innocence. So yeah, the question is, it's how. We don't have any questions, any answers about that. What is the problem with this? So for us to investigate or whatever, I'm just putting a comment here. Legal investigation required. Is this possible? And it would be very silly for us to leave that question just unanswered, and nobody will notice. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is part of the proof, and when you put it all together, guys, it's all a circumstantial case, and when you put it all together, we get the answer. Do I like Candace Owens and the USA right wing? If so, why? Okay, so Candace Owens, I agree with her on certain things like the role of gender and she's taking personal responsibility rather than focusing on historical oppression, all of that kind of thing. I'm with her on it because her arguments are sound in that way. That being said, does not make all of her views on everything in the world and agree with them. So that was how I started. You weren't here, but that's how I started the stream is listen, if you go back on my other streams, you'll see me agreeing with Candace Owens. Why? Because we're talking about something different, completely different. Here we're talking about, of course, and some people will find that a problem. Here we're talking about her being frothy. And about her jumping on to blaming Jewish people, which I'm done with. Okay, like stop. But if I was so done, why am I looking at this? I want to see where she gets this from. I want to look at it. That doesn't mean I'm going to now swallow it. It means I'm just looking at it. Okay, relax. Then in terms of right wing, I think I align with something called right wing or right of center. I'm not right wing in the way that, say, a left wing person would think. They think that if I believe that women are predisposed to being a certain way, so gender is based on sex, if I believe that that there isn't some systemic racism, all of those things, that suddenly makes me a racist and a bigot and a what. I'm not that right wing. I'm not far right. I'm not frothy. I literally just, I don't know. I just ask me about an issue, and I'll tell you what I think about it, and you can decide whether it's a right wing or a left wing thing. These labels are really, they're tiring. They're tiring me out right now. So, yeah, I like certain things about the right wing, in that it cares about the nuclear family and all of that thing. Things like that. Truly, I wouldn't call you a racist any day of the week. Well, that's good. You understand range baiting, right? Yes, I do. Keep watching, mate. Okay, cool. The question isn't about her preconceived notions about the topic. It is about its bearing on the study, which I'm saying is none. In this study, this case, it is the diagram. So are you saying my bias is... Oh, well, yeah, my bias will get in the way. And I'm sure you guys will stand... people that are okay with Candace will be pointing things out to me, but yeah. Anyway, is Daisy far left and Axel far right? I think Daisy's far right because she's more athletically endowed. Okay, she's clumsy, but she's thinner. So we've been speaking about exercise is right wing. So there. Anyway. She's bad. My fight with Candace is she's bad faith. She doesn't want to admit any wrong. Well, for my fight with her is that she just cannot help herself when it comes to speaking about Jewish people. But then again, look, we've gotten 2 minutes in and she hasn't mentioned them, so that's good.
In fact, I was told that he was quote unquote bewildered by the idea that he carved casings. I should be clear, he does not dispute the fact that it is his gun at all. It is his gun. But Tyler is not exactly a gun enthusiast. He doesn't hunt like his other brothers do. In fact,
okay, so hold up. This is obviously a symptom of me not watching all of her videos about this, right? Okay, so he hasn't confessed professing innocence. This is now a whole thing that's based on it. It's like, oh, he was quote bewildered by the idea that he carved on the casings. Okay. Then we've got he's not a gun enthusiast like his brothers. But he does say it is his gun. Has said it is his gun. Okay. Is this from your source or is it from the FBI telling us this? I mean, it was in the supposedly in the messages. Okay. Today it's the 1st of October. Yeah.
He's apparently a fisherman. The reason that he has that gun in the first place is because it is, in fact, a custom-made family heirloom.
Yes, it's his grandfather's gun. This was told to us.
Tyler is the firstborn son, so he inherited. That's what firstborns do. They get the family heirloom. That is why he has the gun. As many of you guys have noted,
Okay, so hold on. He said it's his gun. It's a family heirloom. So you see, I actually want to do this. I'm not yet. Okay. I'm not yet. What do you call it? accusing her of this kind of conspiratorial thinking. But to somebody who is looking for a conspiracy to believe in, okay, it's this. Okay, this is what they do. Actually, this is a better view, so look at this better. So this is what goes through their head. They go, oh, we've got this as a fact, we've got this as a fact, you know, this is a reason. He said it is his gun, okay, fine, but then we've got it's a family heirloom. He's a fisherman as well, sorry. Okay, so this is now a fact that makes us push off him, but this can still be true. Him being a fisherman, gun enthusiast. We've got people that are saying the shot was bad. We've got people that are saying the shot was what do you call it? It was an expertly done thing. Meantime, it shot him in the head, in the neck, not the head. Okay, but yeah, what I'm trying to put to you here, guys, we have to go through the case of Oscar Pistorius, the absolute shit show that case was in my country. Okay, anyway, so point that I was trying to make here is that these are little points that they then feel in their mind. It becomes weighted evidence. It's big. This is very, very important and heavy evidence in a mind that is looking for evidence. But when you just look at it, bewildered by the idea that he carved casings, cool, we can explain this away, that okay, and I'm lying, literally, guy shot person, and we're gonna just take his word. Cool. He's not a gun enthusiast like his brothers. He's a fisherman. But another thing is he's inherited a gun, so it is his gun. He's shot this gun before. It's not that he's never shot a gun. Okay. He said it's his gun. Well, that would count towards the evidence that he did it. Oh, but it's a family heirloom, and that's the only reason he has this gun. Okay. So this is all to be like he's not the shooter. Okay, this is counted as big, heavy facts that are supposed to make you go, oh my God, it's not him. I need to get a bit more. That's all I'm asking for. But for somebody who's looking to not believe anything that is told to them by the mainstream media, we're going to take all of this and be very, 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 very skeptical of it and very excited about it. Okay. I think Tyler Robinson drove 4 hours to a place he never been to and simply knew all the angles and where Charlie would be. No way he had help, just alone with crazy man. Okay, so obviously that's a joke, PDRT. You are saying that he did have help. Okay. That could be true. Right, so here we go. Let's put it there.
The Robinson family appear to be conservative, hence the hunting and the fishing.
They appear to be conservative, so yes. Oh, she takes their conservatism as something that would mean he's not the shooter. But that could mean he is the shooter because Charlie Kirk's not far right enough, or he is the shooter because he's rebelling against his family, because we have the prime example of Destiny, who has conservative parents, but is a leftist. I mean, it's possible, boys and girls. It's possible that you are not what your family is. Okay, so okay, cool. So guys have noted the Robinson family appear to be conservative. So we've got, he hasn't confessed, questions. So I guess this is questions, but now just other comments. What could we call this? No, not other comments, other reasons to doubt. Okay, so she's like, oh, well, they're lying to us. They're all lying. We can see Kitty is biased because she put swirly eyes on Candace's face. Got him. Yes, I said that as we got. as I started, that is what I told you. Hey, Stream Elements is meowing. Peace would be nice. Absolutely, Wampa Sampa. If only there was one way we could know where Charlie Kirk would be. If only Kirk would be identifiable in some way. Must be the Jews. It's exactly. This is just what I mean. But anyway, there's other points, and so far everybody seems to have been respectful. I appreciate that. Okay. Yeah. So I came here for the swirly eyes. Yeah, Groovy came here because he wants me to take the swirly eyes off. Okay. You all think CK was a peace guy? Yeah, I would say so. He literally wanted dialogue. What he didn't want to do is agree with everyone. That's the thing. Yeah, you can disagree with me, Wampa Stomper. That's what you're supposed to do if you disagree. But I think he very much. Are you saying it in the context of the Gaza conflict? No, I like them. Candace is crazy like a fox.
Appear to be conservative, hence the hunting and the fishing.
Appear to be conservative. Apparently, if you're a Democrat and you hunt, not a thing. Appear to be conservative because of fishing and hunting. Look, that is true. Like a redneck idea. Okay. Batting off. Cheered 100 bits. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry that my alerts are not running at this point because of OBS's power hungry configuration. So thank you very much. I don't believe Cheers asking questions that should be asked. I don't believe it. No, Charlie, in Charlie's words. What does Charlie want? Does he want a race war? How is he a non-peaceful guy? Because his main message was, I would like dialogue. I want to speak. I want to debate. I want our ideas to win. And we will outwork our opponents. That kind of thing. Okay, appear to be conservative, fishing and hunting. Okay. Government's operation, inside job. They're all if Masons. They're fake deletions all the time. They're gaming you as they've done for centuries. Thanks, Liberty. I appreciate it. Are you still trying that? No, I'm not trying it. It's what I believe. So if you believe differently, you should tell me what has made you believe that way, Wampa Stomper. We were talking normally. We can have this conversation. That was the problem. He was against race war. Oh well, god damn it. Peace, I think he's right, and there's something fishy about the shot Tyler took. I agree with Candace. Okay. Something fishy about it. What do you mean batting off? What do you mean by something fishy though? Like is it just you're not sure? Have you jumped all the way with her into it's a BB gun, which is the joke that was made earlier, that it's because he was against Benjamin Netanyahu and now he's been killed because of it. I want to know where you stand with it. Truly, are you paid by Turning Point? I wish I was paid by Turning Point, boys. Because that would not be a grift. It would just be like, yeah, I have opinions. I don't think Charlie Kirk was for violence, but I don't think he was for civility more than the average person in his position. He did what he did because it was politically effective, not for virtue. Okay, this is something that's the way you're perceiving it. Like he's not changing. The way I see it is he wanted it to be effective for virtue. He wants to change the makeup of America through political action, and therefore that's why he did what he did. But the reason he wanted it to change was because he wanted a better world for actually all Americans. If he wanted virtue, it would have been through conservative values, but his project was a means to an end. He was pragmatic. Well, he was utilizing the untapped market, essentially, of the, apparently, that's what people were saying when he first started Turning Point. They were like, oh, we'll leave the colleges to themselves. And he was like, no. Have you read the letter? Government written manifesto. Oh, we haven't gotten to that point there, Liberty. That is amazing. No, I really want to know what makes you think this way as well. So like this is what I've heard from Charlie. So Wampa Stomper, let me know how he's not peaceful. Kitty, you're gonna like one of Candace viewers' theory behind the weird text messages. It's so funny. Okay. How did this question here, batting off is part of my, I'm like, when I saw those videos of him running or the pictures, I'm like, where the fuck is this rifle? How did he disassemble the rifle so quickly and reassemble it so quickly? A 3006 would create a much larger exit hole, not get stopped by a neck bone. I don't know. Maybe at that distance, they you know what they need to do, batting off in that case, is do ballistics. So actually figure out, so that if that's the claim, we need to go and say, hey, this is what it was. They need to go and do that. Not get stopped by neck bone. 30, 60, I don't know how to say gun sizes, whatever, will go through 1/2 inch steel. Okay. There's theories about this rifle coming up too. Truly Google any Charlie Kirk Black. Charlie Kirk Black. Oh, so that would be the way that it was misinterpreted. The way he was like, oh, the civil rights movement was a mistake. Yeah, that's a very, very bad way of wording it. His whole idea was that the civil rights movement led to affirmative action and all of that DEI stuff, and that's what. And his whole qualm with it was, oh, it's like it's left the Constitution. It's like their new Constitution. People acted as if he was asking to remove Black people's rights, which is absolutely absurd. It's just stupid. But if that's how it was taken, I can completely understand. Because it's very scary when somebody says something like, it was a mistake. That is really provocative. There are hundreds of videos showing it on YouTube. Watch one and you will laugh. Okay. JLP has some ideals and says it's every single day. It has the same ideals. All the Googles. Okay. A thing to consider is all the videos from different sources of him before and after the attack. It would be hard for a conspiracy to account for every single one of those. You know what's also scaring me here is AI. AI and criminal investigations is going to be a problem, guys. Did Charlie really care about the Constitution, given how much he supported Uncle Trump? Well, apparently he disagreed with Trump a lot as well. But maybe he viewed Trump as a means to an end. That it was like, oh, we can get what we want if we just support Trump.
I am told that they are fans of Charlie Kirk and they are fans of Donald Trump, although.
Okay, yeah, okay, we've got the peer conservative fans of Trump and Charlie Kirk. Okay, but we know that this is that. Hello, have you ever heard of a rebellious teenager? I was heavily atheist while my parents were going to church. It happens.
This source noted that Tyler, like many other conservatives, have expressed, wished that Trump would sometimes tone down his speech and his rhetoric. Now, on the top, Trump would sometimes, like many other conservatives, have expressed, wished that Trump would sometimes tone down his speech and his rhetoric. Now,
okay, so he thought that Trump, so he did at some point disagree with Trump. What's up, Scarface? So hold up. I'm doing good, and you? Okay, so we've got the wish that Trump would say. So the only opposition that was expressed was wished that Trump would tone down the rhetoric. Okay, that's putting it lightly. Wish that Trump would think before he speaks. Wish that Trump would not meme hard.
On the topic of rhetoric, I am told that.
Why do I not want the facts to come out? I don't know what facts you're talking about. Tell them to me.
Tyler absolutely did not author those text messages. What text messages? He has no idea where these messages.
paving in the exact area where Charlie was shot in less than 24 hours. Well, that makes sense.
Author those text messages.
We want to cover up the area. We want to change the area. This is a horrific event. I don't know. Okay, but listen, batting off. I hope that she brings these things up in other videos. I'm not going to be putting things that are brought up in chat as like the disassembling of the rifle and all of that. Those are we're looking at what Candace is saying currently. If she obviously said it in different videos. I mean, she's got I've listed a whole bunch of them. She wished that Trump would tone down the return. Wished that Trump would tone down. You came to ask about tattoos. What about them? What do you want to know about them? Okay, she says it. What is your forearm tattoo? Well, both of them. This is my dragon and a rose, and this is from the Wheel of Time. It is Moraine, book Moraine, not Moraine from the show, and the actual wheel as a symbol. And then we've got the Wheel of Time symbol, well, the Aes Sedai symbol, more Wheel of Time. All of my tattoos are just based on Wheel of Time. So there. If you want to see more of the artist that did my tattoos, go and have a look at Nick, Tattoos by Nick on Instagram. I'll actually share him on my Instagram. When you get your legs and back done, let me know. No, I can't. You can't see the cool art? There. Yeah. All right. So I do enjoy it. He is a South African artist, and if I do go back to, or when I do go back to South Africa, I'm gonna get another one. Okay. You're not being a dork. Thanks for the tattoos. No worries. It's always fun to show them off. I love them dearly. They want to control you completely. The elite government class literally looks at us as their slaves. Hello, 2020. They shut the world down for us to how captive we are. It's exposed them though. Well, yes, this I understand is the way they've betrayed people through that experience. So absolutely anything they say now is completely it's just we can't believe it. But what also happens to that is you just land up believing anyone else that says anything different. So you're just like, aha, it's not what they're saying, therefore. Yes, this is true, Groovy. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
What text messages? He has no idea where these messages came from. Or those text messages. I am told that Tyler absolutely did not author those text messages.
Oh my God, I'm told. I'm also told. I was just told. What are you talking about, Candace?
What text messages?
Okay, sorry. Was he doing did he author the messages? She was told by the source that he didn't. He said, what text messages? Okay, cool. He said, what text messages? This is it.
He has no idea where these messages came from. Believes that they are therefore entirely fictionalized. It turns out, you're going to be shocked.
Okay, hold up. They need to very much be very well fictionalized, because that will definitely have to be part of the court case. Like if that does not come up in court, if this is not presented as evidence, then I'm on team what the fuck is happening, what are the feds doing? That again is not the same as team juice box. Okay, think about that. But yes, cool. You were told that he said what text messages? What murder? What? I didn't do it. This is just again just how you're viewing the situation, and I'm viewing it differently. So I'm still not convinced. Here we go. Let's go. Did he author the messages? Well, her source said so. So guys.
That he doesn't actually.
I mean, her source said that Macron's wife is a man, right?
Actually use words fictionalized. It turns out, you're going to be shocked, that he doesn't actually use words like vehicle.
that did make me go like, what the fuck? Why is he using the word vehicle? One of the top things that made me go, what the fuck about people speak weirdly. I'm one of those people that can speak weirdly. I went through a phase where we used death as a swear word. Like I'd go, oh, death. Like, why? Why do I do that? But okay, people do weird things. But the one thing that I was like, vehicle, huh? We're going to talk about vehicles. But then again, being in some sort of weird headspace might make you become very formal and use formal language. I don't know. I just, again, if you are going to fabricate messages, why are you fabricating them so badly? I feel like we're now giving them not enough credit. Like, yeah. They're just going, oh, well, it's a bunch of old guys that are making up the messages, so it's fine. I'm feeling like making up messages is a big, big step. A big lie. As opposed to twisting of certain things. It's a big lie. So we need big evidence for that. Except we don't. It sounds weird. Okay. Withheld that information about. So what is he doing at the Dairy Queen? The feds were stalking. So messages. Where are we at? He said what text messages? He doesn't use the word. Vehicle. I don't know. Vehicle's a great word. Vehicle.
Which should come as no surprise to anyone that has a brain.
Oh my God. He's not the killer.
By the way, I'm sure you caught this, but there's old footage of Tyler Robinson that is now circulating from a car accident that he had.
Yes. I saw a bit of it and I was like, what is the relevance of this? Law and Crime was giving it to me.
And during the discussion with the officer that showed up, Tyler certainly refers to it as his car.
Oh my God! Say it isn't so, Candace! Oh my goodness! Your Honor, he is innocent. Okay, so he doesn't use the word vehicle. We've also got more proof. Surfaced video of car crash scene in which this is what we're supposed to, the heaviness of this what's the name, the heaviness of this what do you call it, the weight of this evidence. It's supposed to be like that we go, whoa, but then yeah, a circumstantial case will also do a whole bunch of them and say, look how heavy it is, look how much all of this says together. Okay, video of the car crash scene. Okay, he used the word car. Okay, cool. Did anyone die in that experience batting off? Did anyone die?
Not his vehicle, because that's how most Americans, how most English speakers refer to a car, unless they're in the military or on the police force. So here is 2022 police body cam footage, in case you missed that, of Tyler making a crash report. Take a listen.
Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's got to shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha.
His mother was gonna shuttle over from her car? Interesting. There's more, of course. Of most interest to me, what I've learned is that his father does not believe, his parents don't believe that their son committed this crime.
Okay. So why is he there? Why was he turned in? Okay, so other reasons to doubt. We've got parents don't believe their son did it. Parents don't believe that their son is a murderer. Paint me shocked. Parents don't believe their son committed the crime. Okay. Okay, is he incapable? Blah, blah. It's just the grandmother that thought he was a bit loopy. Hey, Zaxi! What have you done today on your adventure?
I was like, huh? Excuse me? That's a far cry from what the media has been telling us. Remember, the media present.
Okay, yes. The media is telling us. The media also doesn't just make it up. We hope so. The commentators, right? The people that are on the talk shows and things like that, that are discussing headlines, They're just like reaction YouTubers. When they say something, just because it's in relation to a news story, they're like, oh, that's the fact. No, that's people just discussing and speculating like humans do, and we all want to sit and watch and talk about it. But yeah, anyway, the whole idea of journalism, I know I'm very disillusioned by it, I know, but the whole idea of journalism is that you get sources, and they're doing what you're supposedly doing, Candace. So their sources are telling them something. You've now just said, my source just says the parents don't believe that he committed the crime. Okay, so all we've now gotten to is, what do your sources say and what do their sources say? Done. Okay, cool. I need to know what your sources are.
Did this amazing story. The father realized his son was guilty, so it goes, right? And then he phoned over a friend to help him convince his son to turn himself in, because this guy, you know, this mysterious guy was a friend, and just
Mysterious guy was a friend, and okay, so mysterious guy is another thing that she's saying. Mysterious friend. Well, there have been different reports about this friend that's come out. Is he a pastor? Is he a cop? Is he a this and that? Mysterious friend that helps. Okay, somehow the fact that you don't know exactly who he is also. Did he go to that university? No, I think apparently he went for one semester or something at that university, or he went to another one. So why does he need to be a student at the university for him to be able to shoot this guy?
had a connection with Tyler, and eventually they said, you got to do the right thing here. We know this is you. That was the vibe. Certainly that's what the media was putting down for us to pick up. Well,
okay, so yes, the whole thing was the picture was put out. This is who we think the shooter is. We haven't really had it explained to us how they decided this person is the shooter, this person in the foyer is the shooter. We don't have the full camera like following him around. Like, it's just clips so far is what I've seen. It's just clips. But so that is what happens with crimes. When somebody when law enforcement puts a picture out and says, please give us tips for somebody who looks like this, that is typically what happens. Okay. And then if there's extra evidence that they go and find when they check out the person that has a tip, then they go and they investigate further and arrest and whatever. So we're just saying that it's because he was the one that was brought in. We would then need to ask the authorities, are you investigating other people that also came forward that said that this is my son, or this is me, and what? Because there were people that were then also online, lovely people online, always just going, it's this guy, and they take a picture and they go, it's this guy. Just let the law enforcement do it, okay? Or at least you guys don't trust the law enforcement anyway, so what am I even talking about? Now driving to Venice. Nice.
I was told actually that it was kind of the opposite. That quote unquote family friend, who we learned was a former detective with the police force.
Again, his former detectiveness does not add to this being a lie.
At least, and so therefore has strong ties with the police station.
So he's going to find
informed the family. It was that in-between person that informed the family that Tyler had been identified as the shooter. He recognized him. He knows Tyler. He gives them the heads up.
Okay. Because the guy that's in law enforcement was given an identification. Well, he wasn't in law enforcement, but former law enforcement. He is then privy, or at least interested in, this information about the shooter, and then recognizes somebody he knows. This is what happens in crimes. This is not unusual. I'm still waiting for this crazy stuff. I'm gonna need a touch of cat after this. You know what? That's true. I'm not going to do a touching grass today. I'm actually supposed to finish like now, guys. I thought I was gonna what's the name? I was going to do 2 hours. Let's see if I can do another half an hour. Let's put her fast. Okay.
And then I'm told, and I believe this, that the way in which he got arrested, or rather turned himself in, was because that family friend / neighbor / former detective told him, hey, it's best for you to turn yourself in because there's only one of two options here. Either you turn yourself in and everything is peaceable, or the SWAT team could come in here and arrest you and things would get crazy.
Okay.
So that's what happened. He went over to their house. Tyler was called over. Tyler was bewildered. He disputed the idea that he had murdered Charlie Kirk. In fact, according to my source, Tyler has never even stepped foot on UVU campus. Tyler, it turns out, which has already been revealed, was accepted into Utah State University.
Okay, well, he's never been there. Okay, so he's never stepped foot there. You need to tell me who it is then. If it's not him, have we misidentified? You're not just going, we've misidentified him. I also want to see with Candace's theories here does she go, we misidentified him, it's actually a frame job or something, okay? Or is she saying we misidentified him, it was actually a hitman and was the Jews? Like, I'm waiting. This is the first level of separation, I suppose, is where she's at. Is she hasn't given us this explanation.
Not Utah Valley. And that's actually interesting if you pause and reflect on that, because we didn't really consider how on earth Tyler became not just familiar with the layout of the campus, but familiar with the rooftop layout of UVU campus. So familiar that he knew exactly how to scale across the rooftops to duck down in order to take an almost impossible shot.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm so biased. I'm sure I know I am. I've said so. I need to be cured of the bias with really indisputable facts. Like I really need to. I still have counter arguments for these things, and I'm still going. It's just more likely that this guy did do that instead of the Jews. Okay, the mysterious friend that helps. We've got. Oh, he's never gone to. This is again a claim. This is a claim. He's never been to UVU. Okay, he went to another. He wasn't a student there. That does not. So I'm going to put in my diagram. He's never been to UVU. Wasn't a student there. Doesn't need to be. Okay. Oh, how did he become familiar with the rooftops? You don't know. You don't know whether he actually planned it. You can become familiar with the rooftops. This is how a shooter does things. There is no reason he wouldn't become familiar with it in order to plan the shooting. It's not that he walked in there on the day, okay, and just, thought about, seems like a good day to shoot Charlie Kirk. It seems like a highly premeditated crime. So we can still find reasoning. We need to track him, okay? If I was the investigators, I would try and figure out if he was there previously as well. Figure it out. He's saying he was never there. Cool. As investigators, they need to figure that out. They need to find proof of it because that's going to be part of the case. This is not rocket science. Okay, but instead we're just filling in the blanks here. We're just filling it all in. Okay, so wasn't a student there. He's never. They have no cameras there, huh? No. I want to see the cameras, but I want to see the footage. Absolutely, batting off. Again, another thing that seems to not compute with people is they're not going to release all of this stuff immediately. They're not going to release all of the evidence immediately. They're investigating. Right. Caring whether or not it was him is irrelevant. When it was him, he needed major organizational help, and it wasn't him. Some major organization is framing him. And that's what you're thinking. It could be that it literally is just a bunch of people working together as well. That's another thing that you need to investigate, right? Cool. So never been to UVU, wasn't a student there. How did he know the layout of the roof? Okay. Did we ask these questions about the shooter, Trump's shooter? How did he know the layout of the place?
A Charlie Kirk who was sitting beneath a tent. How did he know how to do all of that? Had he been there before? that he knew where Charlie was going to be
Those are good. Those are good questions, Candace. Those are investigative questions. Good girl. Those are very good questions. Find the answers.
sitting in it, that he would have that shot from on top of the Losey Center. What? Right? I would actually, and I don't know, but I would imagine that even actual current UVU students don't know that possibility. Like they're not even that familiar with how to scale the rooftops and what shots they can take from it. We'll see.
Okay. But if you're going to commit a crime, wouldn't you figure that out? It's still possible and plausible that you would figure that out if that's what you want to do. How is my argument falling apart? I'm giving, you should find the answers. It's up to the FBI. Why should she find out the answers? It's up to the FBI. Okay, well, that's another thing batting off is she is making these questions proof. That's the difference. She's not going, hey, we need to figure this out, guys. Woof. She's going, my source says this. And, you know, she's making the lack of answers actual proof for her theory. That's what's a problem for me. Instead of it actually being, these are questions. That's what I mean by, hey, Candace, great questions. You're jumping the gun, though. You're going, here's all these questions. And then you assume that because those answers haven't been given to you right away, right immediately, that means you can fill in all the blanks. Which is it's a nice position to be in when you have to wait for the results of an investigation. You can say whatever the fuck you want and speculate, and it's fun. And she has the right to do that. I have the right to criticize her.
Curiously, however, my source says that Tyler Robinson was nearby the campus on that day. I'm wondering if that fact, which I'm trying to learn more information regarding, explains the Dairy Queen photo. Because
okay, so he was there. He was there at the Dairy Queen, and that's why he was close to. So he's never been to you, but was close just at the Dairy Queen. Okay. Okay.
what was he doing around the campus on that day? Where exactly was he around the campus on that day?
Why didn't he get an autopsy? Why is he not? Is there no autopsy? There is no autopsy. There was no investigation. There was nothing. How hungry are you after your first murder? I don't know. Pretty hungry. That is not proof. That is not proof.
This photo never made any sense. I plugged it into my timeline. It wasn't fitting in.
Like, have you ever heard of heinous crimes? And then the person, it's the spookiest thing. The spookiest thing, because they just go and have dinner with their family or something like that. It actually happens. Why? Fine. Then why no autopsy for Charlie Kirk? What is the official answer for why there's no autopsy?
So if you're wondering why exactly Tyler would agree to go to the police station if he's not guilty.
And also, sorry, batting off. What would this autopsy reveal? What would it reveal, honey? Because I don't know about you, but the guy getting shot in the fucking jugular and bleeding out in front of everyone, kind of definitive that maybe that's the cause of death. What is it going to reveal to you about the shooter? I'm thinking we can, of course, get ballistics in terms of the angle of the shot and all of that sort of stuff. But I'm just wondering how that is going to tell you please tell me, please, God, tell me you are not somebody who believes that somebody behind him was shooting him or something. Cash says they have the most transparent FBI today, but certain things are just not adding up. That's okay, Tanya Brady, that's it. And she bases her guesses on that. Nope, she's not asking questions. She somehow has first-hand knowledge of every student at the school and their awareness of the rooftop access. No, she's making assumptions based on just normal life, which is what we do. It's fine. You don't think these are important to clarify? What, whether he was shot from behind or literally from the front? I think it's important to clarify where the shot came from, the angle and everything. Absolutely. But I'm like, I can understand why do we need the autopsy when we know the cause of death was literally a bullet to the neck and bleeding out within seconds. Like, okay. Right. So we're at that. It was close. It was at the Dairy Queen. We're there. Let's see what other claims.
Ironically, the police were honest that day on one of the points. Well, first and foremost, that point is Tyler is not suicidal.
Wait, why were the, because
agree.
one of the things that she said is that the FBI were watching that Dairy Queen, and that's why, but it's like, he was identified on CCTV from that picture.
To go to the police station if he's not guilty. Ironically, the police were honest that day on one of the points. Well, first and foremost, that point is Tyler is not suicidal. He wanted to go to the police station so that he didn't risk accidentally getting shot by the police storming his home, as I said earlier, in a theatrical arrest setting.
Yeah, that's pretty good. If you, even if he is innocent, that is a good thing to do. Yes, go argue your case. Don't go and get shot or considered an active shooter and whatever. Yeah. Okay. Again, her source said he's not suicidal. Again, we've heard this. That it's we've got a bit of speculation. Oh, he wanted to die. This was the thing. Again, this is not proof. Okay, so he's never been to UVU. He's not suicidal. Okay, he's not suicidal, but the media did say he wanted to be turned in because he is suicidal. Apparently, the question, who immediately reported that? If they did they just make that shit up? That they just were like, yeah, he said he's so scared he would just rather die than admit to doing this. He would rather die than go to prison. But then they convinced him to. Where did you get that information? Did you also make shit up? Did you also go, my source? Who told you this? Someone made up he was suicidal. This is what she's saying, is that somebody made up he's suicidal. BB's original plan must have been for him to kill himself.
But rather confusingly, Nate Brooksby tells us that Tyler is suicidal.
Okay, Nate Brooksby did say he is suicidal. Okay. Did he say this? Is it a direct quote? Did somebody decide because he mentioned the word suicidal that we're going to immediately say that it meant was this Nate Brooksby saying, yes, I would be suicidal, and then the media goes and quotes him saying, he's suicidal. That is something that is how stupid it can be. And that's why I'm saying, yeah, cool. I understand the questions. I want to know where people got their information from, both Candace and the media. Absolutely. But there is a lot to lose on the media side when they're found out. But anyway, that's being said, when they are found out, it doesn't actually seem that much of a problem. But anyway, the point is, is there something like that going on? I point to today an experience I had on Twitter. There was somebody shared a video of Ted Cruz, and they said Ted Cruz supports pedophiles. Ted Cruz wants us to stop attacking pedophiles. The man misspoke, honey, sweetie, baby child. You can see in context he is talking about the way we need to respond to crime. Okay, that's what he was talking about. So he misspoke. And there we've got people. This was not the media. We've just got people sharing this and saying, "Oh my God, he said this. He said stop attacking pedophiles." So this is the level of charity we have with quotes, is what I'm saying. We don't take things in context. So I would not be surprised if this Nate Brooksby had actually said, I would be suicidal if I was him. And then they go in the headlines, suicidal shooter. Anyway, again, it doesn't matter. Is he suicidal? Is he not? I would like to know about the angle of the shooting, how he got to how he got the gun there, why the gun is there, who his friends are, all of those actual investigation things. The fact that he's suicidal now, it's not going to be my linchpin, okay?
Whatever. Let's just take a listen to what Nate Brooksby said after he had been apprehended. Take a listen.
So I get a call from my friend, and his
said, hey, how you doing? Good. And it's not, he's been retired a few years. We'll call each other. It's not unusual for me to get a call from him or vice versa. And at 8:02 p.m., he calls me. Hey, I can tell his voice is kind of shaky. So my first thought is, who died? Like, who's he going to tell me that died? And then I couldn't fathom what actually came out of his mouth. So he said, hey, I know who Charlie Kirk shooter is. I know the family through religious association, and he's in Washington County now, and we're working on trying to get him to come in voluntarily. During that phone call, some information was provided about Tyler potentially having some suicidal ideation.
Potentially having some suicidal ideation. Potentially having suicidal ideation. That's making me go, oh, okay. So someone said, oh, I don't know, man. I'm scared he's going to hurt himself. That's over there. You can turn that into a direct quote of somebody saying he is suicidal. Again, it's too iffy. It's too soft. I can't do anything with whether it's true or not. Like, if it's true, cool. If it's false, cool. It doesn't do much with me. So I'm like, okay, fine. He's not suicidal. I don't know. I need to have like an orange marker for this. Like, it doesn't do much for me.
Was en route to a remote area, Washington County. The parents convinced him not to do that, and conveyed that they would stand by him and help him surrender peacefully.
I'm told that's not true. That Tyler was not suicidal at all. He was just
She's told that it's not true. Okay, they're told that it is true. Candace, what are we doing?
confused and didn't want to get shot. And then he gets to that part.
Okay, fine. Then he's confused. So the answer for this is he's confused, doesn't want to get shot because he knows he's guilty of this. So his story, I suppose, then, Candace, will be that I'm the wrong guy. You've got the wrong guy. That's essentially what his story is going to be, right? You're of the opinion this is the wrong guy. Okay, cool. I will not answer you, dude. In South Africa, yes, there are electric fences around the, not around the neighborhood. No. You do it around your property because your property is what you. There are fences around. I suppose we have gated communities. Yes, this is it. Again, you're putting me on the side of liberal, as you're labeling me this liberal thing. I'm doing liberal talking points. Like, this is not the gotcha you think it is. That's why I'm not responding to you, because also I would like to get going with the rest of the video. And I understand that you disagree with me. I understand. Good for you.
Right? He then tells us, Brooksby, that he came in willingly because he didn't want to die. Let's take a listen to that portion.
Within the hour, my friend drove Tyler and his parents to my office, where he was greeted by plainclothes detectives. So that was part of the deal. Is Tyler knew it was just inevitable with all the law enforcement pressure that his picture in the news, the gun on the news. He knew it was inevitable that he would be caught. He was fearful of a SWAT team hit on his house, or he was fearful of being shot by law enforcement.
Okay, so they mentioned it themselves. They mentioned it themselves in the same statement, Candace. He did say there was a potential. So the words that are used here are, there was a potentiality, and one thing that does work as well. There is a potentiality of suicidal ideation, because of course we're going to use we're going to use the official language, suicidal ideation. And the thing that does make it seem like the parents were going on about it is that he says the parents convinced him not to do that. Okay, so that does lend it to the idea that there was some sort of suicidal thing. And yes, Candace, he could have actually had the suicidal ideation because he's not the guy, and he's scared that they're actually going to wrongly convict him. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Well, they think I'm this guy. I'm scared and I'm confused. That would make me pretty suicidal. So that still fits. You can still fit that into your narrative. You don't have to completely destroy it. But okay, he's not suicidal. Then we've got this other bit that is in the same statement, it looks like, but it's the same guy saying it, so at least. Okay. He goes, convinced him not to do that. Then he also says, oh, he was afraid of swatting. Swatting and getting shot. So he himself is doing it. So I don't know about him. The way that you framed it was as if he was lying and only saying the suicidal thing. But you're like, oh, he's changing the story. It's like, I think he's adding to the story, Candace.
Enforcement. So
Move out of your gated neighborhood and live on the other side. Hypocritical to say the least. I'm sure your father who puts the roof over your head agrees. My father who puts a roof over my head. I live in Dubai, batting off. I left the country because I didn't want to live on the other side. I went to live on the other side. Okay, I went to live on a better side where there's even more control. Okay. Living on the other side in SA, that's suicidal, yes. No. I'll go there, and I will be morally like nobody can touch me, because then I wouldn't be a hypocrite. So right as I'm being murdered and robbed and killed and raped and all of those things, I will be like, but wait, I agree with everyone here. Like, God. Okay.
part of the negotiation and getting him to bring himself in was that we would treat it as delicate and as soft as possible to make him feel comfortable to where he would show up at my office, and that's exactly what happened.
Wait, what? Where did you get murdered and raped? The whole conversation that I'm having with somebody else on Twitch, there is about I'm being accused of being some sort of hypocrite because I espouse some liberal talking points. Okay, yet my country has been destroyed by liberty, by liberal values and wokeness, I suppose, is probably something we could put on top of that. He didn't say the word woke, but yeah, he's decided that I'm a libtard. Okay, I'm a libtard, and I espouse liberal ideas, and those ideas have destroyed my country, and therefore I'm a hypocrite. He's basically just putting me in the, oh my God, liberal white woman box, and I'm saying no. Okay.
It can't be both. It can't be both. Was he suicidal and wanted to die, or was he worried about dying? It can't be both. And I didn't catch on to that earlier.
He's worried about dying. I think it can be. It can be all of those things.
It's the answer was he came in because he is not suicidal and did not want to get shot and was confused, as I'm told. Now, you're probably wondering why the father and the mother didn't speak out to assert his innocence. That would make sense, right? Why don't you come right out and dispute everything immediately? Well, interestingly enough, I'm told that it's because the feds told them that if they spoke out, their lives could be at risk. Like they needed to keep things private, and they convinced the family to go into witness protection. Like your life.
Okay, yeah. So why doesn't the family speak out? That seems like a good idea. And you're literally, there are people that are going online and being like, this is war and all of this shit. Yeah, I would be fucking scared. So cool, we've got his family doesn't speak out about it. Also, from a lawyer's point of view, wouldn't you also not want the family to be speaking to the media, Candace? Hello? The family, you don't talk to anyone but your lawyer. Don't talk to law enforcement. Don't do any of that. Don't self-snitch. Essentially, the first thing you're supposed to do is get yourself a lawyer. That's the whole idea. People usually, what they do with that information is they go, oh, well, they lawyered up immediately. They must be guilty. No, it's just the advice that any lawyer will give you. Any criminal lawyer is like, don't say anything. Go get your lawyer.
Are in danger. You shouldn't say anything. Somebody could just come back and try to harm you guys because of what your son did. You should go into witness protection. Don't speak to anybody. Trust us. We're the feds, bro. And they agreed, of course, in the fog of it all. Why wouldn't you agree? But then, like any good, maybe conservative family, you start going, I don't really trust these feds. Like, I'm a little suspicious about.
Uh-oh, they're against it. They're actually, they listened to Candace. Okay. So his family doesn't speak. They go into witness protection, but then they leave. Okay.
The feds. Here's another point of interest, okay? His father had no idea that Tyler was gay. That's what I'm told.
Okay. How many fathers do we have? Okay, so this is now, okay, his father had no idea. Okay. Cool. Okay, is this another lie that the media said that he did know, then he didn't know? Is this what's going on?
They are learning this in and through the media. They thought that Lance was just his roommates, and they were
Yes, this was in the media as well. People were going, the roommate is cooperating, the roommate is cooperating. They were calling it this a roommate, and then eventually they realized, oh, it's roommate and lover. Roommate and lover. Okay, so we're going to start talking about the roommate and lover. So yes, it seems like that was a blurry kind of situation in this person's life. And if we're talking about motives and anger towards your family, all of the things that could make you hate Charlie Kirk represents those things in your family as well. He represents spreading those values to people you don't agree, those values that you completely disagree with, those things that shame you. All of that he is pushing out to the world from your point of view. So him being gay and his father not knowing gay, again, doesn't change anything. Oh, hey, Davina, sorry, I forgot to say hello. So I see Zach saying Davina.
actually shocked because apparently Tyler kept mentioning to them that he wanted them to meet some girl that he was seeing. Now, I would like to interject my own voice here and say that I think this girl was likely Lance, and Tyler was working up the courage to tell his family that he was gay.
But Lance was transitioning though. So was he going to introduce Lance as a woman? Okay. I don't know. Tattoos would probably. I don't know if tattoos are against Judaism. I don't know if I haven't read in the Bible that tattoos are against. Yeah.
That is what is most likely, in my opinion, because we know for a fact that Tyler was in fact in a relationship with Lance, because we have exclusive photos, by the way, they're about to show you, that the two of them posted to their Instagrams. This is Lance posting Halloween era photos. I forgot to post. My boyfriend is the best. Love you. Don't worry, that handle has.
Okay, so boyfriend. So we were okay with the boyfriend. We were calling boyfriend, but then have people just made up that this person is trans because to fit the narrative of a trans shooter? I mean, people were worried about, they were wondering why he was shot at this particular time where there was a question about what's the name? There was a question about transgender shooters, and then he gets shot. That was something that people were speculating about. Okay, his father didn't know he was gay. What's this person? Tyler's boyfriend. Okay, Tyler has a boyfriend. Okay, that then becomes trans or not trans. Is this person trans or not trans? It doesn't actually matter whether they're trans or not, because somebody who's gay would be irritated with Charlie Kirk anyway, because they have this view in their mind that Charlie Kirk wants to stone them and all of that sort of thing. So it doesn't really matter whether it's somebody he had a trans girlfriend or a boyfriend. Okay.
Since been taken down of what Tyler's handle was, but he's got a handle that doesn't have his name in it, so he's maybe trying to hide this stuff. And then there's another photo of them, and this one's posted by Lance again, pics from when Tyler had a mustache. You can see that they were in a relationship. Just makes sense that he was working up the courage to maybe tell his family about that. Now,
okay,
I was told also that Tyler is off the charts intelligent and always has been. We know this. He had a perfect GPA in high school.
Okay, so he's smart.
Now, that is precisely what made the idea of him being so stupid as to author a full confessional via text messages pointedly absurd.
Okay, so yeah, his smartness. This is something that would be brought up in court. Like his defense lawyer would be like, he's really smart. Why would he do this? Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good question. If he's so smart, why is he doing this? We could make another assumption. Be like, well, he's actually quite traumatized by this and quite scared. Therefore, he makes a full confession because he's broken down or whatever. We could find some expert that can give us a psychological explanation that actually sounds correct. Okay, so he hasn't confessed, professing innocence. So family heirloom. I'm just looking at my diagram here. He didn't said what text messages, so I'm going to put here next to the text messages box. He's smart enough to know not to confess over text. Okay, cool.
Any person with a modicum of intelligence is going to go, I'm not going to put this down in writing with every detail. And apparently whoever offered those messages, like the feds, didn't have a modicum of intelligence, or they would have maybe not included every single detail there. the family
Okay, so whoever made it up, sorry.
outcome of intelligence, or they would have maybe not included every
Okay, so let's use this argument. He was smart, therefore he wouldn't have given a confession. Okay. The feds are smart, or there's somebody who's smart enough in the feds. Come on, the IQ way above there. I'm sure there's a lot that we could even find some Mensa people, okay? There's smart people in the FBI. And you should put your smartest people on your hoaxes. Do that. It behooves you to put those smart people on your lies, okay? Cool. If they are so smart, why did they make the messages that are fabricated? Why did they make them seem so false? Why didn't they make them better? Could ChatGPT have made them better? Because we know we could use ChatGPT for these kinds of things, for lingo and all of that. So we can use the same mechanism that she has just done. We can use that on this evidence that she's pointing to and saying it is they just don't sound right, so the FBI made them up. Okay, why did they make them so bad? It's the same mechanism. We can dismiss those mechanisms.
single detail there. The family says that the photo of the young man that is coming up the stairs, which was shared, that blurry image, is definitively not Tyler Robinson. And
Okay, sorry, who the source?
the young man that is coming up the stairs. The family says that the photo of the young man that is coming up the stairs, which was shared, that blurry image, is definitively not Tyler Robinson.
Okay, the blurry image is definitively not Tyler because the family said so. It's not as if the family also has its own motives for saying that's not their son. But okay, so the family says it. So family says, I'll actually put that into his family doesn't believe. I'm going to put a sub thing here. His family doesn't believe. Allegedly, the feds were stalking, appeared to be conservative fishing, wish Trump were. Parents don't believe that their son committed the crime. Parents say the picture in the hallway isn't Tyler. Okay. As parents do after legal advice.
Robinson, and let me just say, I never thought it looked like him. Neither did you. Okay, face looks different. Face looks more narrow. Also, that person looks taller. Every time I say, I'm like, this person.
There were so many people online that were put in pictures next to this and saying, this is him, this is him.
Person is taller than Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson also appears to have full lips, even though this image is blurry. We're not looking for someone that got fuller lips, and Tyler Robinson looks broader than that individual walking, right? So I'm on board with that person walking up the stairs. It's not Tyler Robinson.
Okay.
Because I feel like it was intentionally blurred. They also never gave us the footage at all because in order to blur it, they probably needed a static image.
They didn't give us they didn't give us the footage because we have to do the investigation along with them. It's not that it comes out in court and there's formalities and things like that. No, we have to release. And yes, Kash Patel is an absolute moron if he's sitting there going, hey, what do you call it? If he's going, oh, we're so transparent. No, there is no what's the name? There is no you can't have full transparency. Then you're showing your cards.
Also, the family believes that, and this is really interesting, Tyler Robinson's apartment was staged after his arrest. Now, you will recall that.
Okay, so wow, so the family believes this is his defense. This is his defense. I'm hearing. Okay, Tyler has a boyfriend. His father didn't know he was gay. Now we've got family claims the apartment was staged. Okay. And you know what, guys? No matter what comes out in the official results of when the case is closed, all of this, no matter what, there will be this belief. So if something comes out that disproves any of these things, the belief will remain. That's what I mean by her being frothy. The belief will remain. These questions, if they are given answers, she will immediately not believe those answers. She will immediately say we're just being lied to because she already has the answers.
I spoke to Lance's family, and one of the things that Lance's family said was, hey, we own that apartment. They pay rent to us. We've never met Tyler Robinson, but I can tell you that it seems like they were trying to hide the fact that this apartment got raided. And it's very strange that they immediately cleared Lance as a suspect. And I was told by other people in the department.
Okay, it's strange that there's another question. Why did they clear Lance as a suspect immediately? Well, yeah, it seems like I don't think you get to clear him as what's it? Yeah, he is cooperating, but he could be a suspect. He could be lying to them. He could be part of the whole thing and just pretending that he's innocent. This happens with couple crimes and things like this. Why did why was Lance cleared? Cool. That's a valid question. What drove what? That's what you do when you're listening to a podcast, a true crime podcast. You're like, how did they clear him? What evidence would there be? What was the alibi? Blah 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 blah. Okay, so let's continue.
Department that they wanted to keep that raid very hush hush. They didn't want anybody to know about the raid. There's no mention of this raid, and Lance immediately gets cleared as a suspect. Why? Well, according to Tyler's family, they went to that apartment after his arrest, and they felt the apartment was staged, and that intentionally in Tyler's
They felt it was staged. Okay.
room, a furry bed was placed, almost sort of implying
A furry bed was placed. So the furry bed was not there. So you know the parents that didn't know he was gay, they're going to say that the whole thing is staged. Interesting.
that they're trying to transfer the attributes of
Maybe men should listen to true crime podcasts.
Lance onto Tyler, and that's shady. But again,
They transfer the attributes of Lance onto Tyler. Okay. Why was Lance cleared immediately? The furry bed of Lance's furry bed. Okay, furry bed. So we've got this idea of transferring Lance's characteristics. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with the idea that, okay, the fact that I was worried about Lance, because I was like, okay, first of all, this person is being spoken about as somebody who's transitioning, and this person is fully cooperating with law enforcement and kind of actually turning their partner in by giving texts and all of that sort of stuff, and the note that was under the keyboard, all of that thing, they give that over, and immediately people go, it was a they tried to turn this into Tyler is now a trans shooter. Like that does not, you don't know that. You would need to ask questions. You would need to investigate Lance to figure out if he was part of the planning of this, if he was part of the motive. She, I don't know where, I don't know if Candace is just referring to Lance as a he because she's, she's trying to be all, ooh, I'm not in favor of trans people. So I don't know if that's what she's doing. I'm sorry if that's what I don't know what people are referring to Lance as. Anyway, point is, I was worried about that because people were doing this thing, it's true, of transferring the roommate's characteristics to him, as if that makes it that is confirmed part of the motive. It does lend us to believe that yes, he would have a problem with Charlie Kirk because of his sexuality and all of that stuff, but that doesn't necessarily mean it involved his partner. But of course, we want to jump on the fact that there's furriness in there. Okay, we must of course blame the furries and things like this. I understand that that's what's going away. Is it? Does this blow your mind that I could worry about that at the same time as, like, I'm asking questions too. I also have questions.
and when I put together what I'm being told by Lance's family and what I'm hearing from the Robinson family,
Charlie Kirk did believe black people were not as smart as white people. That's okay for him to have his opinions. Just should try to be transparent. Nicholas, that's not what he thought of black people, honey, sweetie, baby child. He thought that of 3 black women and gave them shit on the internet the way we all give each other shit on the internet. He was saying that they got into the positions that they were in. I think it was Michelle Obama, I don't know, some other political things, some of that. He was saying they got into power, into their positions because of things like DEI. That's what he was saying. So he was saying those people, he was insulting those 3 women, not all black people. Sorry, when you insult me, you're not insulting all white people. If you insult my whiteness, yeah, I guess, but you're using my whiteness against me. You're not insulting all white people. You're just saying, she's white, I'm going to talk about white people in a bad light. I'm being an asshole on the internet. There we go.
through a third party, I will say that it matches. It kind of seems like they're agreeing. One family's going, hey, Lance is kind of evil. Why is he getting cleared? The other one's going, Tyler's not this guy. Tyler's not this guy. So what the hell?
Okay, so Lance was cleared. Like, okay, cool. This is good. She's not jumping on the juice box idea.
What's going on, guys? What is actually going on right now? There's also something else that's weird that I want to mention here, and that is the unusual lengths in which the media and the sheriff's department, they've gone through all of these lengths, I would say, to protect the identity of that former sheriff friend who was the one who convinced Tyler to turn himself in. Even in that press conference, by the way, Brooksby, I don't like the way he's moving. I don't like the way Nate Brooksby is breathing. I gotta be honest with you. It's a vibe for no
Okay. I wish the behavior panel would talk about them, but they're busy.
reason at all. He feels like he has to explain how he got on the phone with this sheriff friend of his. Like, nobody asked you whether or not it was usual for him to call.
Okay, so she's saying the media is protecting the sheriff friend. Okay, he's retired. I do want to know, well, why would you? That's true. That's a very valid question. Why can't we know about him? What's the secret?
He's kind of over explaining here, in my opinion. Take a listen.
At exactly 8:02 on the 11th, I received a call from a friend of mine who happens to be a retired detective that worked for me for many years. I didn't put that out there initially. I wanted to protect that individual as much as possible. Unfortunately, in the court documents, which is standard, he was referenced as a retired Washington County deputy. So I didn't put that out there. It was in the court docs. I was trying to protect even that information and just saying retired law enforcement in general.
Okay, protecting people involved. This is we are in a time of, especially right around the shooting, people were really looking for shit. And I mean, what was it? People found his parents and then started going to the parents' profile and saying, your son is a murderer, your son is a monster, you're this and that. And sure, even if we are believing that it is Tyler, do we need to do that to the parents? Is that what we're doing now? So this idea of needing protection, the parents needing to go into protection, this guy, it tracks. I can give you a counter argument. You just will reject it. Fine.
Why are you trying to protect him? Why did you feel the need to explain to us earlier? It's not unusual for him to call me this guy, but I'm fortunate that information is in documents that he was, formally working for me and working with me. What do you mean? If he was formally working for you, that would mean he was a public figure, and this should be usual. Public figures, people that work for police departments, are always public, and their informations are something. Their name is someone we can easily research. It's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
He's weird about this. He says that he retired. I think a journalist asks in the audience,
especially if he's retired law enforcement. Maybe you don't want to be part of all that bullshit anymore. You're retired. You want to just live your life.
It's like, that former friend.
But okay, also with these questions, Candace, I want the answers of these questions. Media is protecting the sheriff friend. What is the answer? So if the media is protecting the sheriff friend, what is the sinister thing? What is the sinister answer? If I've given you the answer that is innocuous, which is, yeah, he needs protection because it's a very heightened situation and people are harassing people online. He's got a family, he's got this. I've given you an answer there. What is the malicious answer? What is the they're lying to us answer? You're just going, you didn't tell me something, so you're filling it all in. And when I fill in the what the claim is, what the reasoning could be, it's not right. When you fill it in, then it's correct. Hey.
Detective, how long has he been off the force? And he says, I don't know if we have that clip, or maybe we didn't cut that, Skylar, but he's like, 3 years. But actually, we were able to figure out who that individual was, and I feel...
Okay, so they were protecting him, but you found out who the person was. Okay.
One that we need to get in touch with. We tried to get in touch with him.
I wouldn't speak to you. If I would not speak to you, I would not. If I was part of this, why the fuck would I answer the phone for Candace Owens? Candace Macron's wife is a man Owens.
The name of that individual is former Deputy Mike Mitchell. Okay, Deputy Mike Mitchell. Now, oddly, despite a career of 25 years in the police force, I can't find a single trace of him in old newspapers.
Oh my God.
So I'm looking for more information on this guy.
He's a
I
ghost.
understand that he knows Tyler through the Boy Scouts. He's involved in the LDS church, and I think
LDS.
Tyler was the Boy Scout leader. That's the
Boy Scout leader.
connection there. We were able to confirm that this Mike Mitchell lives on the block, lives nearby.
He's a Fed.
as was told via other sources. And thus far, we have only been able to even see a picture of him.
I wonder why he needed protection or wanted protection.
There's one picture or a set of pictures that we were able to find. And that, again, which would mean Brooksby lied a little bit. I don't like a little bit of lies, because you usually have to lie a little bit when there's something bigger that you're afraid of. According to this post, he retired last January.
Therefore, he's retired. But the guy said, oh, you retired 3 years ago. Maybe he's lying to throw you off the scent, love. Today, we celebrated the career of Detective Mark Mitchell over 24... Okay, fine. Mark Mitchell is shady. That's the claim. Mark Mitchell. Okay, they lied about Mark Mitchell. Media is protecting the sheriff friend. Mark Mitchell, he didn't retire 3 years ago. The guy, what was it? What is his name? Buckley said he retired 3 years ago, but it was in January. Okay, so he lied. Okay.
Here it is. On the left, you have Brooksby. I don't trust that guy. Just don't trust him. And on the right-hand side, you have, today we celebrated the career of Detective Mike Mitchell. After over 24 years of serving, 24 years, Washington County, he is retiring, starting in the jail back in 1999. Sheriff Brooksby and Detective Mitchell both had some wonderful stories to share. We would like to give out.
Jay, so I've got a question there on X. What's been asked is, why do I care about American politics? Well, number one, very obviously, it's because America is a superpower. If America sneezes, then the rest of the world gets it. Also, I'm very fascinated by American politics. Okay, there is a lot going on. People hold it to a higher standard than back home in South Africa. In South Africa, there is a lot of just I am even beyond jaded with South African politics. It's the same thing over and over again, and the corruption is just so rife and blatant that it's not even intriguing to talk about. Okay, sometimes I talk about it. Go and have a look. I will look into more of it, but also people are watching it and interested in it. So am I. I'm just fucking interested in it. Do I have to have another explanation? Why do I care? Okay, why do I read a book that has a story that is fictional in it? I'm interested in humans and making sense of things and having an opinion on things like anyone else. That's the answer. I hope it was as satisfactory as you expected it to be.
Or heartfelt thanks to Detective Mitchell and all who came out to give him a warm send-off. Congratulations, Detective Mitchell. This is the only trace of this guy I could find.
Oh, WZ, it's a little bit more smarter, I would say. It's not as blatant as South Africa. and as Africa itself, like the African corruption, I will tell you, in places like Nigeria, you will get politicians saying the money is gone because snakes ate it, and that is reported in the media. Like that kind of, look, we don't have that yet in South Africa, but we do have it. Oh, where's the money? Whoopsie poopsie. Oh, we have this commission where we're talking about where the money went, and this politician stole this and this politician bought a whole farm. You know what I want you to do? Look up Jacob Zuma fire pool. Okay, one of the things that happened in South African politics many moons ago, our president was spending a lot of money, and he made something called Nkandla. Okay, and there's also a joke about the way white people say the word Nkandla. So he did that, and part of this whole development was this massive pool that was installed at his compound or whatever, and he tried to claim that it was about safety. So it's called a fire pool. This is the kind of shit we have to talk about in South Africa. Like it's an old story. Go and look it up.
That's weird. That is very odd. That is unusual. That is an anomaly. When you serve that long in the police force, you inevitably make it into the news. So I'm asking, and we tried to reach out to this individual. We've had no luck. If you have any more information about this individual.
No, don't speak to him. Mike, leave her. Leave her, okay? Speak to anyone else better. No, don't speak to Nick Fuentes either.
If he is your Boy Scout leader or he works for your church, please send us
Oh, let's all speculate. She is being a tabloid person over here. She's like, hey, tell us about him.
tips at CandaceOwens.com.
Let's be part of the rumor mill.
Guys, I'm going to again say here, we appreciate all of the tips, but Please don't send us links to like, somebody else's video and their theories, because we're a very small team. There's literally 4 of us, and we want to get to actual tips pertaining to the questions that we're asking and that we're looking for about the individuals that we're mentioning, not other people's theories. If they have like a
Yeah, bro, how many millions of subscribers do you have? 5.3 million? I don't think those tips are going to stop.
theory about what direction the bullet might have traveled, please reserve that to our social media handles. Tag us on Facebook, tag us on Instagram.
No, it's not that I have a hard time believing they're almost completely corrupt. I just feel that they are not, they're a lot easier at hiding it and just taking a little bit off the top, as opposed to taking everything. That's the difference between African corruption or third world corruption and first world corruption. First world corruption, I'm of the opinion, like any Eastern European would be, that all government is corrupt. Don't worry, you'll find it no matter where you are. There's no party that you're voting for that's going to be perfect. No, that's just not it. Because if they're in power, they're manipulating shit. They're doing something. There is the they. I do appreciate that, but it just feels like there is a little bit more, because there's fighting as well in your not your parliament, but in your senate and things like that. Because of that, it seems like there is a little bit more subtlety going on, and I find that interesting. But yeah, going to the point of, maybe it's just my bias of having lived in South Africa. I'm just even more tired of the politicians. So maybe I just wanted a break, and now it's finally American politics is just getting to me. Right. Yes, I'm gonna have to send them the link. I need to make some shorts of this video. You're absolutely right, Groovy Groove.
And we'll get a look at those videos, but we really want to keep the tips lines for answers to the questions that we're coming across. And again, we appreciate you guys so much, because we wouldn't have gotten as far as we have if it wasn't for that tips box. I do also want to say, before we get into reading and telling you something even crazier that happened, I'm talking crazy. I do want to assert here that
It's crazy, guys. This is even crazier than Mike Mitchell retiring.
I'm uncomfortable with the fact that despite all the friends that Charlie Kirk made, all the schmoozing that he did, presidents, right, department heads, I am the only person that is publicly demanding further investigation into his assassination. Why?
Further investigation? Well, probably because the investigation is ongoing and it is happening. Demanding further investigation. Also, I don't know about you being the only one, Candace. I think maybe you're just the only one that's now brought it all the way. Well, one of the only ones that's brought it all the way to frickin' Netanyahu being behind it. I think that's probably what you're on this island over there. You're on this hill by yourself. Other people are like, yeah, this is a weird, janky investigation, boys. But you've jumped all the way into it was a BB bullet. Okay, that's where you've gone, and I think that's maybe why you're feeling a bit isolated.
Totally rubbing me the wrong way. Something's not right here. Even Turning Point USA. They're just like, we've accepted. Like, obviously, there are holes in this narrative, and they're just like, we're gonna just keep up his show.
Well, with TPUSA, just thinking about it, them accepting it is like, we don't want more of the controversy. We don't want any of that because we are busy building on Charlie's ashes. Essentially, we're look. I mean, the whole memorial really was an underlying one of the most in your face messages from that memorial was TPUSA is continuing. Erica Kirk is the future. That was basically this main message underneath all of the memorial stuff. Why I need to actually finish that freaking video so that I can explain what I saw with that. And I mean, I'm not saying that it's new and it's something that you guys haven't thought of yourselves, but I want to say it.
What is going on, actually? I just want to say that and get it off of my chest. I don't like it. It's rubbing me the wrong way.
Oh, she wants to get it off her chest because we didn't know from the last 9 videos that you posted, Candace, that something's wrong. She knows how to be epic, you know. They should have zoomed into her face, like, you know, made it really epic.
All right, guys, throwing it to some of our sponsors. I tell you all the time about Preborn because I've watched way too many people that are close to me be vilified for standing up for truth. That's what I do here, just standing up for truth. And I have felt that sting of media pressure and lies that are told But I've also felt something else, which is courage. And I think that we have to stop playing defense. We should not water down what we believe is palatable, because silence is not kindness. It's actually consent. And right now, the greatest silences around the lives that are being ended before they even take their first breath.
Okay,
We're going to call
anti-abortion
ourselves
thing.
defenders of life. We need to act like it. And that's why I'm asking everyone to join me to fight back with action, with truth, and with love.
Okay.
Okay. So something very strange happened this weekend. I need to tell you guys about it. I need to offload this and get your opinion. Now, first and foremost, I have to tell you about this student who I'm going to refer to as Nick. Nick is not his real name. I'm going to refer him as Nick to protect his identity, obviously.
Why? Why are you putting so much why are you protecting him? Nick the student. That's freaking shady. That's shady, Candace. The media, see the media over here. The media was protecting that sheriff friend. So why are you this is weird.
I came across Nick very early on in this investigation. In fact, you might recall when I shared a photo online of a person
Yes, there's a whole video that says a new photo
that looked suspicious. He was wearing like a black suit and black glasses, and he seemed to have a strap hanging out of his bag. Here he is right here, and he was in the food court. I shared that photo because Nick had
Okay, did you send that to the FBI?
hanging out of his bag. Here he is right here, and he was in the food court. I shared that photo because Nick had sent it to me into our tips box and said, this person looks rather mysterious. He's running through the
Okay, so Nick sent a picture of someone looking mysterious and suspicious. Suspicious picture from Nick. Okay, I hope Nick, the student, sent it to the FBI. Is the story now that Nick tried to send it to the FBI and they said, thank you for your service, but not interested?
food court. And from there, he kind of became my boots on the ground. He's like, hey, go to UVU. I'm a major Candace Owens fan. I want to help in any way that I can. Okay. So that's how that happened. I was really, and right away, he told me on like day 2 of the investigation that he worked on Phil Lyman's gubernatorial campaign. Phil Lyman ran against the current governor.
Why are you telling us more information? Okay. What, he worked on a campaign? Oh, wait, he did, Nick?
He worked on, okay. So that's how that happened. I was really, and right away, he told me on like day 2 of the investigation that he worked on Phil Lyman's
Okay, worked on Lyman's gubernatorial campaign. Okay. And that's why.
gubernatorial campaign. Phil Lyman ran against the current Governor Cox, and he lost. And one day, very early on, it's supposed to be like day 3, Nick cold calls me, and Phil Lyman's on the phone. Okay. Like I said, he ran for governor, and I was prepping for the show, and things were early on, and I was still in a very aggrieved phase, and I didn't really know I was on the phone with this guy, Phil Lyman. And I was like, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that you're offering help. And Nick insisted to me, he's a fantastic person. He has tons of resources. He knows the area. If you need any help, he can help.
Okay, so we're going to have what? Phil Lyman.
Okay, great. Fast forward to me looking into the witness list, and obviously we spoke about this Tiffany Peterson Barker, that very weird clip of her with her nieces at like 4 a.m. in the morning, just speaking on Good Morning America, and her energy was just weird to me. I thought her being there was weird. Obviously, this is my podcast; I can say whatever I want. We reached out to her, and then she gave us, a ton of information, but never actually presented to us. She never sent me directly any footage that could verify that she was there when Charlie Kirk got shot. Okay, and she was a bit upset that I didn't clarify that. I thought it was weird that she wouldn't just text me the footage because it didn't allow me to confirm that she was where she said she was. That's what.
Yeah, that's weird. Why is she somebody? Is she somebody that just wants to get in on it? Oh, I'm here.
Metadata is for. Metadata instantly will say, here's where you were at what time, and this is this person's iPhone. So I wasn't going to lie to my audience. I just told you guys, hey, you can check her out on her Instagram. Here's her excuse. She says that this is why her nieces said that, and we sort of moved on, right? But then I learned from Nick that
there were a lot of people at that place when the shooting happened.
the photo of the person who was wearing that black suit and dark sunglasses had come from Tiffany Barker's mother. I was like, well, that's weird, whatever. And then you'll recall we learned from Tiffany when I was trying to figure out, how did you get this hit on Good Morning America? Like, did you share something that would have had them reach out? Well, then I told you, she told us, actually, Phil Lyman is the person that put me on Good Morning America. My sister ran with him as lieutenant governor. And I was like, oh, okay. So Phil Lyman got you that position on Good Morning America. You had essentially a connection there that made that happen.
Yeah, so you get to go on Good. What did she tell us, this person on Good Morning America? Like, what is this information? Just, oh, I'm telling you what it was like to be there.
Don't know how I missed this. But then I learned that Phil Lyman himself was very involved in all the communications that immediately went out about the shooting, and that his car was in the driveway of
So Phil Lyman did it.
the now infamous TMZ footage, which showed the shooter walking twice that day by this house. In fact, Phil Lyman says that he had just pulled into that driveway minutes earlier and had just missed the shooter. Here he is in his own words speaking to Kaylee McEnany. Take a listen.
Okay, so he's in his own words said that he was there. Cool.
I do want to linger on a moment for what you just told us, and I'm going to ask the team to pull back up that surveillance footage that we've gotten from TMZ from those neighborhood cameras.
No, they didn't. They didn't. Apparently, he didn't give the letter. It was taken. They took a picture of it. Nicholas, that is weird.
You said that in that footage is your driveway, and you parked there at 11:30 a.m. We know this footage that you're looking at was taken at 11:49 a.m. So you have been on that street, that driveway, 19
yes,
minutes.
right across. Yeah, it's not my driveway; it's my aunt's driveway.
Oh, he's limping.
Parking lot was very full. He's walking in front of my aunt's house there right now, and my cousin's house is the driveway that is
He's coming to drop off the gun at you.
taking that photo. And my CRV, the gray CRV in the distance there, is my car. I parked there probably 10 minutes before he walked by, and I had not seen this footage till just now. And it just keeps so many things that keep linking up. It's really astonishing to me. And then we went back to this house afterwards.
You were there.
They thought they had the shooter, so I took a friend of mine. We went back to my aunt's house. I said, "Well, we'll just hang out
What's
here
up,
for a while."
Emo?
And before long, the people were combing the backyard, as you saw. She had the footage of that, and pretty soon helicopters are overhead. And so this is very, very local to me. Not only is it Utah, but it's kind of my neighborhood where I spent.
Oh, this is interesting. Watch Charlie Kirk's debate with Brianna Joy Gray. Okay, let's check that out. That might be something. Look, I want to do spooky stuff tomorrow, but let's check it out. Charlie Kirk debate Brianna Joy Gray. Systemic racism in America. Charlie Kirk versus Brianna. Ooh, this is great. 3 years ago. 1 hour. This is something we could do. Then maybe we start spooky stuff next week. What is this? Okay.
So much of my childhood and all of my relatives.
Yeah.
This is really astonishing. I got up yesterday morning at 6 o'clock to drive up and meet Charlie, and I haven't been to bed since then, because it's just one thing after another, and so astonishing that this could happen in Utah.
Now, just to be clear and to reiterate, 19 minutes before the shooter walks across, he had just pulled into the driveway. Phil Lyman pulled into the driveway. He says that he saw Charlie Kirk that day.
They were going to meet up.
Get to that. Also, when he says like he grew up there and his family owned, we were able to determine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
What
10,
are you
11,
insinuating,
12 homes
ma'am?
right there. Incredible. Okay. Absolutely incredible. And that his little press tour, obviously now you're like, explain your car was in the driveway. So the issue's close to him. That kind of makes sense. Then he went on to Alex Jones and spoke about where he was when the shots rang out. And was kind of, and I'm laughing because it's kind of absurd. He kind of sort of blames it on these 2 random goth girls, maybe. Like he's kind of implying like there were these girls that were wearing black and maybe they should be taken a look at further. Take a listen.
Just yesterday, someone comes in and says, "Yeah."
Okay, Phil Lyman is thinking about things. Okay.
We've got
Why are we laughing? You're thinking of other people as well.
a video. He came off the roof. He came up here to the parking lot, got in the car with an individual, and they drove away. Well, that's not the story that came. So that he escaped.
Boys, we're not going to finish this today.
I do not believe that 30-06 that they showed recovered in the bushes was ever on the roof. I think it was in the bushes to start with. And now I'm not saying that Tyler Robinson wasn't on the roof. I'm not saying he didn't pull a trigger. I was in very, very close proximity. So another interesting thing, like I say, I left the front of the stage. I wanted to meet some of my friends and bring them down front. So I was clear at the east end, and I heard this loud boom. I heard this loud bang, and I turned around and looking like, what was that? What was that? And pretty soon some people started running. Everyone was trying to process. And I thought, this is a gunshot, and there's going to be more of them. I thought it could turn into a mass shooting. So I go to the people closest to me. Everyone's ducking down behind the concrete retaining walls, and some of them were still kind of oblivious. But there were 2 people that were standing there. 2 girls, very goth, very black, And then I just walked, and I stepped up to the side, and I said, "Did that not happen right here? Did you hear that? Was that right here?" And they said, "Yeah, it was just right over there." So they're confirming, yeah, the shooter or wherever that sound came from is right here. The thing that didn't really dawn on me is that they were not running. They were not frightened. In fact, as I stepped up, I heard one of the girls.
Those freaking weirdos that were like, "Yeah, there's death in the goth girls."
And they're talking to each other, and they're looking at these kids, looking at the scene down below of all these people fleeing for their lives. And she says, "Go F yourselves."
There were some people that didn't flee and were starting to film it. So
and like I said, I was not processing. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I thought this was a separate conversation. I don't know what it is.
why weren't you running? Why were you talking to them?
That over and over. It's like these people were not afraid.
Okay, so what I get from that is he was up high because he says they're looking down below, and that maybe people that are wearing black are immediately suspects. I don't know, because they were not afraid. Anyways, he also went on to a local Utah news station and spoke about how he was with Charlie just before Charlie went on to stage. Take a listen.
Okay, get to the point though. You're telling me about how weird he is, but what do you think? What is the answer here?
Phil, thanks for joining us, first of all. But I saw a picture. I saw a picture of you with Charlie Kirk, and it looks like you were like maybe right before he went on stage. Is this just like minutes before this happened?
Yeah, no, I was basically backstage, and when he came out with Someone Hats, I was there, I was standing next to the stage, and I would have been there when the shooting took place. But
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch private and give you a summary tomorrow morning. That's it. We're at 54, but let's before let's put this on the map that I'm at 54 minutes. Okay, so I just want to go over a summary of what we've done today. Oopsie, not that. There's several people that had foreknowledge of what would happen, which would confirm people in person also apparently knowing what would happen. I'm actually wondering how often that happens, that people will predict there's going to be something bad happening to a what do you call it, a divisive figure, and then it actually comes true. I'm wondering how often that happens. I'm not saying that that doesn't warrant investigation. Okay. Hey Matt, it's okay. At least you're around. Okay, so we've gotten the whole purpose of diagramming this whole thing. Yes, this is if I wanted to really go down this whole rabbit hole to make sure that I've got all the questions that Candace Owens asks along the way and all the claims that she makes, I would have to go through all of these videos and take them. But what I did do is I did the debunking the feds video. Okay, the Pretty Little Liars is the latest video, but I haven't watched it. So basically, yeah, we watched today the debunking the feds. We also obviously watched To My Friend Charlie. I just wanted to understand where she was at when she was mourning Charlie, but now she's moved on to the iffiness of his death, right? Okay, the thing that I mostly took out of the To My Friend Charlie bit was at the end there, she does recognize that they were disagreeing on Israel. But she does allude to this idea that he was coming around to it. She was praying for this. He was coming around to it, and she was praying for him to change. And yeah, it seems like he was on a journey, she says. And I don't know, that matches up with the later claims that eventually we get to a lot of Netanyahu stuff. Okay. Tyler, so we've got for the debunking the feds video that she starts off just reminding us that, hey, just as her teaser, she tells us Tyler Robinson isn't suicidal, and we've got proof for that. Then source contacted Candace with answers, so we basically get all of this stuff about Tyler from a source that she doesn't really reveal. She's got all of these questions going forward. How did Tyler turn himself in without confessing? This is a question I would like to have answered by a legal person, a legal. How does that happen? What's the mechanism behind it? Because I don't know if there is a nefarious answer. A lot of the time, and this is my theory, and this is how conspiracy theories work, is that people they will have questions and then just fill in the answer with the worst possible answer, just because they don't know. And then once they are presented with evidence or an explanation, they reject that explanation because they want already to believe. You know what? Maybe on Friday we look at what's the name? We will look at a Dr. Grande video that he actually released about conspiracy theories. I love the way he explains the conspiracy-minded person and how that their mind works. Okay, how did Tyler turn himself in without confessing? Did he author the messages? This is a question. Then she says her source says that he didn't. He said he didn't. What was he doing at the Dairy Queen? And also, why were the feds looking at the Dairy Queen? And what did they withhold about the information about the Dairy Queen? Allegedly, the feds were stalking the Dairy Queen. So why did they look there? Appears his family. Okay, so we're speaking about there's other reasons to doubt. His family appears to be conservative because they fish and they hunt and they're fans of Trump. But also, by the way, the shooter Tyler wished that Trump would tone down the rhetoric sometimes. So parents don't believe their son committed the crime. That's a reason to doubt, apparently. Also, parents say the picture in the hallway isn't Tyler. So we got those. Mysterious friend that helps. Oh, well, that one actually gets identified by, I suppose, eventually Candace. It actually gets, he actually turns out to be Michael. Where is he? Tyler's boyfriend. Where's Michael? Oh, did I not put Michael? Oh, yes, there, Mark Mitchell. So we actually find out this mysterious man. Again, the idea of protecting him seems to be completely crazy to her. Why should we protect him? Meantime, she protects her own source where she got these answers from. Interesting. He's never been to UVU, therefore he's not going to know the layout. Cool. Let's figure out. This is an investigation question. Has he ever been there? Did he figure this out on the day? What happened? Okay, figure that out. But because we don't know, therefore, it's a conspiracy. He's not suicidal. Okay, well, she's pointing to this. She says that there has been a lie about first we were told he's suicidal, then we told he isn't. It seems like these two things. She says these two things couldn't happen at the same time. Emotionally, that could definitely very well be. I want to die. Also, I'm scared. It happens. So again, I'm not getting conspiracy just from that. Okay. His family doesn't speak. Oh, the family goes into witness protection. The family keeps quiet. Well, did you see what people did when they found out? Okay, it makes sense that they would need protection, but you're completely dismissing that and saying no, they don't need protection. It's fine. Okay. His father didn't know he was gay. That for me is actually a point towards he's got angst. He's a troubled person. He could be turning to violence to just have this outlet against somebody who represents his father. Okay, cool. Again, it's not telling me. But Tyler has a boyfriend. Yes. Then the feds were trying to. The family claims that the apartment was staged, and there was this furry bed that was apparently there. I don't know, it's in with 2 R's. I don't know. Furry bed was there, and the characteristics of his boyfriend were starting to be transferred onto him. That is an interesting thing. Why would they do that? Why was Lance cleared immediately? Absolutely, I want to know what was the thing that cleared him. What was his alibi? Media is protecting the sheriff friend. Again, we have an explanation for that. I'm still not going. Yeah. Nick the student. She's gotten a call from Nick the student. What we've gotten onto so far is we got a suspicious picture, or picture of a suspicious guy that came through all different sources that all converge around Phil Lyman. So I don't know if she's blaming Phil Lyman now. I don't know, but the point is she's finding this very strange, and we are at sorry, it's 34 minutes, not 54. Okay, and yeah, that's what I'll be finishing off. Okay. I don't know what Candace has said. I just hope she's not pulling the dumb Mossad claims. Hey, she didn't say anything about that, Bimo. Not yet. So there's that. She's pointing to, she's building up all of this stuff of these are the doubts. That's my biggest thing is these doubts they're valid, but I need to understand. And that's the fascinating thing. I want to understand how she gets all the way to freaking Mossad. That's interesting. And yeah, that's what I mean by her being frothy. If you disagree, do so respectfully in the comments below. Okay, I am done. I need to go and touch grass. I need to go and get dinner. That is your libtard kitty signing off. I will see you guys tomorrow for more libtardium, if you would like. Right. What if she skips the Mossad this episode? That'd be suspicious, no? What, me? If I did? No. If guys, send me. Go to the Discord and send me the video that she talks about the Mossad. But yeah, please tell us where you've seen this Mossad in Israel stuff. It's on Twitter. That her comments on Twitter. Stay safe out there, mates. Yeah. Or Candace, I mean. What? Good night. Skip some. Yeah. It's suspicious. Anyway, yeah. Candace just does. She gets frothy about the juice. That's it. Have a nice life. And I will see you guys. Oh, a reminder to touch grass. That's like exactly what I'm actually going to go and do now. So I'll see you in the short. And yeah, have a nice life. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oopsie. This is the wrong outro. Need to change it for you for a sec. Just edit it, and then we can stop. Outro. Okay. Have a nice life. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Touch a cat. Yeah.
I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. Daisy's a menace, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. She goes meow 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 meow. We're squirky as fuck. Daisy's a menace, but we were having fun the whole time. I'll see you next time, bro. Okay, thanks. Bye. We're squirky as fuck. We're squirky as fuck. She goes meow 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 meow. We're squirky as fuck. Okay, thanks. Bye.